Lin Mengqiao, the daughter of the wealthy Lin family, was unable to speak due to a lack of soul since childhood. The wealthy community recognized him as a mute, and he was thrown into a mountain ditch by the Lin family to fend for himself. Unexpectedly, at the age of 18, Lin Mengqiao was brought back, not only able to speak kindly, but also able to subdue demons and catch ghosts. Buying talismans, fortune-telling, and observing Feng Shui can lead to the rise of Feng Shui in the wealthy community. Rich businessmen. Master, I will change as you say, money is not a problem. Star. I seem to be haunted by ghosts. Master, please help me. Fu Dai. Master, take me as your disciple. Pursuer. Xiao, marry me. I will make you happy. A certain big shot immediately hugged Lin Mengqiao in his arms, full of possessiveness. Xiao, you can only be mine. Chapter 1. Soul Return. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The bustling banquet hall is brightly lit and toasted, with the aroma of wine overflowing from the colliding glasses and drifting among the noisy crowd. And a corner of the banquet hall was surrounded by a group of people, facing each other. Xiao, I have explained to you many times that this person is my sister, we really have no relationship. Lin Mengqiao heard this sentence as soon as she opened her eyes. She looked up and saw that there were people around her, men and women, both young and dressed beautifully. And directly across from her is the man who just spoke. He is a man around 20 years old, good-looking, with a small white face, but his eyebrows and eyes are hidden, and he doesn't seem like a good person at first glance. The little white face furrowed its brows with impatience, and behind him was a panicked little face. The woman was beautiful and delicate, looking very innocent, giving people a natural desire for protection. What is this situation? Lin Mengqiao couldn't react for a moment. Who are you? A cold, slightly hoarse voice came from Lin Mengqiao's mouth. My throat is a bit dry and painful. Lin Mengqiao frowned. This is her voice. Looking around, these people's expressions were all very exciting. What's going on? She just said those two words, is it so powerful? In the next moment, the crowd began to discuss. Didn't you say you can't speak? I've been mute for 18 years. I heard that there is no sound from birth. How can one speak? This is clearly not mute. Can't it speak? What can't speak? Me. Can't speak. Those whispers drifted into Lin Mengqiao's ears, and she had some doubts about life. She couldn't even speak. She can't even speak of her master without collapsing. After being shocked, Xia Bamian suddenly asked, Xiao, can you speak? Lin Mengqiao said, what's wrong? Can I speak? What does it have to do with you? After speaking, she looked around the crowd with sharp eyes and a hint of coldness in her deep eyes, as if she would pull people into the abyss in the next second. A group of wealthy second-generation people around were as quiet as chickens watching the excitement, and in that moment they felt the terror of the Lin family's daughter. Xiao Bai's face turned even whiter. Xiao, that's not what I meant. It's just that you suddenly spoke up. I'm so surprised. Xiao, I'm so happy for you. Lin Mengqiao. Sir, do we know each other? Xiao, I am your fiancé A.E. Our two grandfathers have made an engagement with us since we were young, said Xiao Bai with an even worse expression. Lin Mengqiao's heart was shaken. What the hell, how could she still have an engagement? How could it be? Really? But why don't I know? Lin Mengqiao looked around at the people around him. Do you know? Regardless of whether it is true or not, judging from Lin Mengqiao's current attitude, these wealthy second-generation individuals have also unified their perspectives. I don't know, we're not sure. I have never heard of the Lin family's marriage alliance with anyone. They are not stupid either. A family like the Lin family, being able to marry them is simply beneficial and harmless, so why not try to pry out an opponent? You guys. Xiao Bai glared angrily at everyone and turned to look at Lin Mengqiao affectionately. Qiao Qiao, what I'm saying is true. You can ask Uncle Lin and Aunt Lin. You like me? Lin Mengqiao's sudden question stunned Xiao Bai, and soon he nodded affectionately and admitted, that's right, Qiao Qiao, I love you. Lin Mengqiao felt that her stomach couldn't bear it. She looked at the woman behind the little white face, then stared at the hands they were holding, raised her eyebrows, and said, you like me, and you also have other women with you, tightly knit. Your liking is really avant-garde. Xiao Bai shook off the woman's hand and urgently explained, no, Qiao Qiao, she's my sister. I just explained to you, you want to believe me. Lin Mengqiao didn't really want to hear this little white face's greasy and deadly words. He spoke mercilessly, you have hidden secrets in your eyebrows and eyes, sunken cheekbones. It's either promiscuous or scumbag. Am I blind? Am I marrying you? What did you say? Little Bai Lian didn't react for a moment. Sir, you can't even count the women you've been playing with yourself. Your eyes are drifting, your lips are pale, your body is floating, and it seems like an excessive indulgence. I pinched my fingers and calculated, sir, it's amazing. You're about to suffer. Lin Mengqiao took 2 steps back. Lin Mengqiao's face turned pale with just one sentence, and in the end, he became angry and embarrassed. Lin Mengqiao, what are you talking nonsense about? Our engagement is a dead letter, if you have the ability, you can cancel it. Lin Mengqiao felt a bit worried when she saw Xiao Bai's affirmation. There shouldn't be any insider information about this broken engagement, right? I won't be able to cancel it. Why can't we cancel? A voice came from outside the crowd. The wealthy second generation who was surrounded looked at a few newcomers and quickly made way for their seats. Led by a man and a woman, there was also a man following behind them. As soon as Lin Mengqiao saw them, memories came to her mind. Her parents and her younger brother. The 3 of them walked up to Lin Mengqiao's side. The man who had just spoken was Lin Mengqiao's father, Lin Jinghua, who was also the head of the Lin family. He looked straight at Xiao Bai's face and said, go back and tell your father that our marriage agreement will be cancelled. Xiao Bai's face panicked a bit and said, no, Uncle Lin, it's not possible. Grandpa won't agree. My daughter's marriage is not yet up to your Yi family to make the decision. Lin Jinghua became angry, and the people around him were even quieter like chickens. Lin Jinghua spoke again, today is my daughter and youngest son's 18th birthday celebration. I hope you don't cause any trouble on the most important occasion for my child. His gaze at Xiao Bai's face was full of threatening warnings. Little Bai Lian wanted to say something more, but the woman behind him stopped him and said, Brother Zuan, let's go first. She doesn't want to stay here anymore. That woman named Lin Mengqiao makes her feel very uncomfortable. She doesn't want what she wants to do today to be ruined. The little white face was pulled away by the woman, and the wealthy second generation dared not gather around to watch the excitement, especially the Lin family. They dispersed one after another. Suddenly, the Lin family was left behind. Feng held Lin Mengqiao's hand and spoke excitedly, Qiao Qiao, can you speak now? Although Lin Mengqiao didn't understand the situation, she could guess some things from the fragments in her mind and the closeness to the 3 of them. Yes, Mom, I can speak now. Seemingly to ease their hearts, Lin Mengqiao spoke again, Dad, Ayu. Feng was extremely excited, holding Lin Mengqiao and crying and laughing. Lin Jinghua and Lin Yu also blushed slightly. After 18 years, their Qiao Qiao could finally speak up. Lin Mengqiao was born silent, and even after seeing the doctors, she couldn't find the reason. Although her body was normal, she couldn't speak. Gradually, rumors of a mute daughter in the Lin family flowed out of her circle. Later, it was Lin Mengqiao's grandmother who spoke up and thought that science was not good, so she tried other things and took her child to Qingdang Temple. Yun Qing, the Taoist priest, revealed with just one sentence that he lacked a soul and soul. There is only a possibility of gathering at the age of 18, but there is not much hope. The Lin family specially reported Lin Mengqiao's 18th birthday banquet this time, hoping that the blessings of the crowd could make her soul complete. Now it seems to be effective. The banquet has entered the end stage, and the guests all bid farewell to the Lin family as soon as they arrived. Many people have already heard what those wealthy second-generation people said and know that Lin Mengqiao will speak up. Although surprised, I won't show it on the spot, I just want to congratulate when I leave. The Lin family and his wife are now in a happy mood when it comes to happy events, and they treat every guest with a friendly face, which makes the departing guests feel honored and surprised. Just as the guests were about to leave, the banquet hall suddenly fell into darkness. Lin Mengqiao suddenly felt a powerful demonic aura. Damn it, the fox spirit, even told her not to cause trouble here. How dare she even scratch your skin and cramp? Lin Mengqiao angrily ran upstairs, searching for the place where the demonic aura had found him, and kicked the door directly. Inside the room, there is a huge white fox, shining with a sparkling blue light. Dream fox. Lin Mengqiao's pupils contracted slightly, it turned out to be a dream fox. Dream fox turned to look at her and said, "Why, are you here to save Lao Xianghao?" "That's not true, I just came to see the fox spirit that ruined my banquet." Lin Mengqiao slowly approached Menghu. The dream fox was huge, and Lin Mengqiao stood by her leg to look. The little white face seemed to have fainted and had no response. Lin Mengqiao. Menghu, who has accumulated elixirs for 100 years and cultivated into human form for 1,000 years, has a virtuous nature and is not easy to kill. How did this little white face provoke you? Humph, is it related to you? Little master, I don't know how you suddenly woke up, but don't hinder me. Menghu's tone was not good. What if I insist on obstructing it? You ruined my birthday party, the whole building ran out of electricity due to your sudden appearance, and the guests downstairs were in chaos. I hold a grudge against you. Dream Fox apologized dryly, I'm sorry. This fox spirit still understands politeness. No, Lin Mengqiao shook his index finger, I don't need your apology. So what do you want? I want you. Before Menghu could react, Lin Mengqiao made a direct move and threw a talisman formation. A bright golden light enveloped the dream fox, making it unable to breathe. You said it wasn't for this man. Oh, this scumbag is worth your help. I said, I'm not for this little white-faced scumbag. He's about to take revenge. Why do you harm yourself for such a scumbag? Lin Mengqiao didn't have the kind heart to save a scumbag. He came just for the sake of Dream Fox. At first, he thought he was an ordinary fox spirit and just wanted to catch him and hand him over to the special department for disposal. But when she came in, she found out that it was a dream fox that was rare for 1,000 years, and she refused to let it go. What do you know? He just deserves to die. If it weren't for him, my little dream wouldn't have died. This man deserves to die. Her little dream, such a lovely girl, was tricked by this scumbag and ended in depression. The dream fox suddenly burst into power, and the golden light charm of Lin Mengqiao appeared with cracks. A fierce wind suddenly blew in the air. I promise you, this scumbag will definitely be punished. Stop it. Lin Mengqiao shouted, taking a few bites of the cold wind. Pooh. Impossible, I promised Xiaoming in front of her grave that I would personally avenge her. Menghu completely refused to listen to persuasion. The golden light charm was suddenly broken, and Dream Fox was free. Without hesitation, he threw a silver needle that had been transformed with his hair at Lin Mengqiao. Lin Mengqiao clicked and skillfully dodged the silver needles. The monster saw this and knew that Lin Mengqiao had skills. It glanced at little white face lying on the ground, lifted its claws, and headed straight towards her heart. Upon seeing this, Lin Mengqiao gestured to seal his seal and silently recited a spell, 9 heavens and stars, in my name, ascend to the heavenly court, subdue demons and suppress demons, come out. In an instant, the dream fox was crushed to the ground by a stronger and more powerful golden light talisman array, unable to stand up no matter how hard it struggled. Gradually, with the blessing of the golden rune, the dream fox gradually transformed from a giant fox body to a normal fox body like in the zoo. Lin Mengqiao walked up to Menghu and said, "You must fight me. All right now, you've lost hundreds of years of cultivation. Is it worth it for a scumbag? Someone will clean up that thing in a few days. What are you in a hurry to do?" Lin Mengqiao received the golden light rune, and the next second, the entire building was restored to power. The noisy sound downstairs intermittently entered the room. Lin Mengqiao hugged Dream Fox and said, "Don't worry, this man will have retribution in less than 3 days. Your little dream will be known under the spring." Lin Mengqiao felt a damp touch on her fingers. Did she cry? Her hand unconsciously rubbed the neck of the Dream Fox and said, "You follow me first." Chapter 2. Something's wrong again. You are listening at novelfull.audio. When Lin Mengqiao walked down the second floor, the guests also left one after another in panic. Now, except for the waiters, there are only 3 members of the Lin family left in the entire banquet hall. Feng saw Lin Mengqiao coming down from the second floor, still holding a small dog in her hand. She was a little curious and said, "Qiao, how did you get to the second floor? Is this?" When there was a power failure just now, they were constantly looking for Lin Mengqiao, but they didn't expect someone to go to the second floor. "Lin Mengqiao. This is the little pet I saved. Can I keep it, Mom and Dad?" Feng saw that this little dog was snow-white all over, a small and soft one, very cute. Especially when her daughter asked, she agreed without even thinking about it. Lin Jinghua said whatever the wife said. Dream Fox just passed the Ming Road like this. The guests have all left, and the Lin family is also going home. Before leaving, Lin Mengqiao whispered a few words in Lin Jinghua's ear. Lin Jinghua frowned and looked at the location on the second floor, then explained a few words to Lin Yu before leaving with his wife and daughter. Lin Yu asked a few waiters to go to the second floor to lift the unconscious little white face, with resentment on his face. He still has to send this person back to the Yi family. He really knows how to find something to do for him. Lin Mengqiao sat in the back seat, somewhat tired as she closed her eyes and her hands followed the hair of the Dream Fox without a trace. She needs to sort out her thoughts now. Firstly, she can feel that this body belongs to her. Secondly, she knows her family, but in her impression, she is an orphan. In the end, the world she is in is not like this. So she is currently traveling. Rebirth. Or. My head hurts so much. What exactly is this situation? The car slowly drove into the Lin family's courtyard, which was very large. A pair of stone qilin were placed at the entrance, and at this moment, the black qilin emitted waves of evil energy. The evil energy entered the courtyard and ran around in disorder. Lin Mengqiao furrowed his brows in contemplation, while the Dream Fox lying on his lap also sensed and looked out the window at the evil energy, barking low. Lin Mengqiao rubbed her neck, and Menghu suddenly fell silent. The 3 of them got off the car and stepped into the main house. The butler at the entrance was guarding. When they saw the 3 of them coming back, they quickly stepped forward and said, "Master, Madam, 2nd Mississippi. Take the jackets taken off by the 3 and hand them over to the servant on the side. Uncle Zhao." Lin Mengqiao found herself so naturally able to shout out people. After saying good night to his parents, Lin Mengqiao followed his intuition and successfully found the room. The room was very girlish, and it was easy to tell at a glance that it was a girl's room. Lin Mengqiao flipped through the room and found no clues, except for some familiarity in nothing valuable. Lin Mengqiao walked into the restroom, and the mirror reflected her face. It was really strange. Where did she go? Even though she's already dead, she remembers arguing with the king of hell. Why did she change completely when she opened her eyes? Lin Mengqiao had a dream all night, including her newborn self, self in her mother's arms, self held by her father, self in the hospital, and self practicing in a Taoist temple, from a little baby to a graceful young girl. Although she had never experienced these lives, Lin Mengqiao felt that this was her life. In the latter half of the night, Lin Mengqiao began to shiver again, shivering with coldness. She thought she was about to freeze to death, but her body began to heat up again, and the temperature grew higher and higher, making her feel as if she was being caught on a fire. Suddenly, a cold breath emanated from the air, and a tall man appeared in the room. He was dressed in a black golden silk embroidered robe, with high-tied hair, and dressed in an ancient costume. The man gently hugged Lin Mengqiao, and Lin Mengqiao's overheated body temperature sighed comfortably when encountering this coolness. Afterwards, her body temperature gradually decreased, all the way down to normal temperature. The man looked at the person leaning in his arms and gently caressed her face. "Qiao Qiao, we'll meet soon." A hazy night passed, and Lin Mengqiao woke up again. Looking at the familiar and unfamiliar room, she couldn't help but feel lost. Surprisingly, she returned to her true self. Or rather, she is the soul and soul that this body lacks. Now this body is not hers, no, or it is her. They are originally one. Her body was originally lacking in one soul, and this missing one soul is her in a different world. She was killed while subduing demons in another world, and her soul returned to the underworld. And this body is determined to die at the age of 18 due to the lack of one soul. So as soon as Lin Mengqiao's soul returned to the underworld, he was promptly stuffed back into this body by the Prince of Yen. "Because I just came back, my body and soul didn't merge well, so yesterday I lost my memory of my body." Lin Mengqiao stepped barefoot on the floor and walked towards the restroom. The huge mirror in the restroom reflected a delicate and beautiful face that was no different from her own. She gently opened her nightgown, sensing a bright red mole on her collarbone. This was something she didn't have before, something her body didn't have before, it only appeared after the fusion of body and soul. Lin Mengqiao changed his clothes and turned around to go downstairs. At the dining table of the restaurant sat Lin Jingwa, the head of the Lin family, his wife Feng, and his youngest son Lin Yu. Xia and the others had already seen each other at the birthday banquet yesterday, and now seeing each other again feels even more intimate. Without the sense of estrangement that separated us from yesterday through a mist. The Lin family also has an eldest son who has been busy with the Lin family's business abroad recently, and Lin Mengqiao and Lin Yu's birthday banquet cannot be rushed back. Lin Mengqiao greeted each one with a well-behaved expression. "Thank you, Mom," she said as she took the milk handed over by Feng Wan. Feng Wan has been feeling like she was dreaming since last night that her daughter is really good. Today, Lin Jingwa is not as serious as before. He has an abnormal smile, and as he looks at his agile daughter, his heart that has always been worried about her sudden death also calms down a lot. Lin Jingwa's voice softened a lot as he spoke. "Yesterday's matter with Yizuan, Au has already gone to the Zhe family to handle it. Your engagement with Yizuan has been cancelled." "Yizuan? Who?" Seeing Lin Mengqiao's puzzled expression, Lin Yu explained, "It's the scumbag who pestered you at the banquet yesterday." Lin Mengqiao thought for a while and remembered that scumbag who could only live for 3 days. "I just remembered that she brought back the dream fox yesterday, but I haven't seen it since I woke up. Where did she go?" At this moment, the servant came in holding a dirty dream fox and said, "Sir, madam, we found a fox in the backyard garden." "Fox?" Feng Wan exclaimed in surprise. Lin Mengqiao quickly stepped forward and took the dream fox from the servant's hand. "Mom is the little white dog you saw yesterday, just like a fox." Feng Wan suddenly remembered that her daughter did indeed pick up a little white dog yesterday. She was too busy last night and didn't take a closer look. Now, upon closer inspection, it looks really like a fox. Then remember to go and have it undergo a physical examination and get vaccinated, Xiao Xiao. Okay, Mom. Lin Mengqiao agreed. Dream Fox heard that she was scratching her clothes with her claws, so she didn't want to get an injection. Lin Mengqiao comforted and patted the Dream Fox, asking the servant to take her down first. I don't know where the fox went to play, it's covered in mud, and I'll have to give her a bath later. Menghu settled in the Lin family so easily. After breakfast, Lin Jingbo went to the company, Feng Wan went to inspect the store, and Lin Yu made an appointment to play ball with friends. Before leaving, Lin Mengqiao stuffed a talisman for each of them, telling them to carry it with them and not lose it. The chaotic evil energy in the yard has already affected the family, and Lin Mengqiao is somewhat worried. Last night she came back too late and didn't carefully examine the situation at home. Now standing in the courtyard, the visible evil energy is everywhere, wanting to rush towards the main house. Fortunately, the Feng Shui array at home is still functional, and the main house is not affected. Lin Mengqiao silently calculated how likely her father would agree if she demolished the yard and changed it to Feng Shui. Lin Mengqiao started thinking about changing the Feng Shui of the Lin family, while on the other side, Lin Jingbo had just arrived at the company when his secretary rushed to report, Mr. Lin, recently we competed with Green Court for the construction rights of a university city. Now there is something going on, and the response from the other side needs to be discussed. As a result, Green Court has taken action again. Lin Jingbo frowned and rubbed his forehead wearily. He had already discussed with the other party yesterday, and it was almost time to sign the contract. After a night, it changed again. What did Green Court do again? I always feel like everything has been going wrong lately. A few days ago, a project was also snatched away by the Green Court. A matter had not been resolved yet, and there was another incident over there. The secretary walked in again with a panicked expression and said, Mr. Lin, there is someone in the Lighting Creek community who wants to jump off a building again. Lighting Creek Upper Community is a newly completed mid to high-end community by the Lin family, and it is still in the final inspection and review stage. There have been 2 incidents of jumping from buildings in the past month. What, is it because his community has good feng shui? Everyone is looking for him to jump from this building. The review is not over yet, and the delivery has not been completed yet. If such a thing happens, I'm afraid that the house has not been sold out yet, and the homeowners who have already bought the house will have to return the house, and if there are problems with the funds, the problem of not being able to turn them over will be a big problem. Lin Jingbo quickly asked his secretary to prepare a car to go to the scene. After an hour, the car arrived at the scene. Despite rushing, it was still 1 step late, and the person had already jumped off. A cordon has been set up at the entrance of the community, surrounded by nearby residents watching the excitement. This is already the 3rd time this month, isn't it? This community is so cult. Since the beginning of the month, once a week, this is already the 3rd week. I heard that this community has not been delivered yet, and there are no residents inside. Except for a few security guards at the entrance, there is no sign of anyone. It's too eerie. There shouldn't be anything sinister about it, right? Isn't it true that developers like to hire Taoist priests to do things when building houses? It's not something they shouldn't do, it's causing evil worship. Who knows, but the person who bought the house in this community is unlucky. They haven't lived in the new house yet, and there have been 3 homicide cases. How unlucky. This is still a high-end community, with extremely high housing prices. The money is in vain. The secretary saw Lin Jingbo's gloomy face and spoke carefully, Mr. Lin, either we invite a master or a Taoist priest from the Taoist temple to take a look. Lin Jingbo didn't respond and looked at the body carried away by the ambulance ahead, feeling exhausted both physically and mentally. I'll contact you later, he said because of Lin Mengqiao's situation, he also has some taboos about these things. This community has committed suicide 3 times in a row this month, and it doesn't seem like an accident. Chapter 3. Feng Shui disrupts. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. After handling the matter, Lin Jinghua took a car back to the company without delay. However, when the car was turning a corner, a truck suddenly drove towards it, and the driver turned the steering wheel sharply. Just as everyone thought they were going to collide with the truck suddenly turned to the right and slid past them, colliding with the green belt. In such a serious car accident, the roadside was instantly surrounded by people. It's too dangerous. That black car almost got hit by a truck. It's about to collide. The people on the black car are either dead or disabled. The people in this black car are really lucky. What luck. If you don't die in a disaster, there will always be good fortune. Lin Jinghua touched his pocket in shock. Just as he was about to collide with the truck, he felt his pocket burning hot. The next moment, the truck turned in the direction. He took it out and saw that it was the talisman given to him by Lin Mengqiao in the morning. Now, this talisman has been burned down, leaving only a small piece. Lin Jinghua suddenly remembered the expression on his daughter's face when he left in the morning, serious and worried. When giving him the talisman, he specifically reminded him to carry it with him and not to lose it. Thinking that such symbols were also given to Feng and Lin Yu, Lin Jinghua suddenly became nervous. Lin Jinghua. Call my wife and young master. The secretary didn't ask much, but first dialed Feng's phone and she quickly answered. Upon learning that Feng was fine, she had already returned home and felt much more at ease. I had my secretary call Lin Yu again, but no one answered. Lin Jinghua frowned and said in a cold voice, keep fighting, fight until he picks up. The secretary continued to call Lin Yu, and it wasn't until the third call that the phone was answered, but it wasn't Lin Yu himself. Hello. Hello, who are you? Lin Jinghua took his phone from his secretary's hand and said, why is Lin Yu's phone with you? On the other end of the phone. I am a friend of Lin Yu. He injured his arm while playing basketball and is currently undergoing stitches. Lin Jinghua. Which hospital is it in? The third hospital. Lin Jinghua hung up the phone and instructed the driver, go to the third hospital. Then he leaned wearily against the back of the car chair, taking a long time to recover. After going to the hospital, pick up Lin Yu and take us home. He instructed his secretary, you can go back to the company and handle the next affairs later. Okay, Mr. Lin. When Lin Jinghua arrived at the hospital, Lin Yu's hands had already been sewn up and he sat on the lounge chair waiting for Lin Jinghua to come. He had already heard from his friend about his father coming over, and now his face was full of worry. How could he get hurt? Lin Jinghua stood in front of Lin Yu, looking down at his son's bandaged arm. Based on the prestige of the head of the Lin family, Lin Yu's friend went through the matter in a straightforward manner. When Lin Yu and his friends arrived at the basketball court, the indoor court was already empty. They moved outside and had been playing well all along, but towards the end, the basketball frame came loose and fell off. Lin Yu accidentally scratched his arm with the wire on the basketball frame to save his friend. Go home. Lin Jinghua took Lin Yu straight home. When Lin Jinghua arrived home with a tired face and injured Lin Yu, Lin Mengqiao and Feng were both startled. Feng. How did you get hurt? Is it serious? Lin Yu shook his head and said with a playful smile, it's okay, it's just a cut, there's no big problem. Feng felt a little distressed and said, how long will it take to keep it? We also need to avoid eating it. I will talk to the kitchen later. Today's dish is lighter, so don't use soy sauce. Lin Jinghua took off his coat and handed it to the servant, then looked at Lin Mengqiao and said, Xiao, come with me to my study. Lin Mengqiao looked at Lin Yu and asked with his eyes, what's wrong? Lin Yu shrugged and shook his head to indicate that he didn't know. Lin Mengqiao followed behind Lin Jinghua into the study, and saw him leaning against the boss's chair with a tired face, one hand supporting his forehead and pressing against his temple. The room was quiet for a while. After a long time, Lin Jinghua looked at Lin Mengqiao with complex eyes and said, Dad almost had a car accident this morning, but later the truck inexplicably avoided it, and the talisman in my pocket became like this. Qiao Qiao, do you know something? The talisman was given by Lin Mengqiao, and when it was given to him, it was still a solemn reminder. Afterwards, both he and Lin Yu had an accident. Lin Jingbo thought to himself that his daughter might know something. Lin Mengqiao looked at the 1.3 talisman that Lin Jingbo had placed on the table, and her face didn't look good. If it weren't for this talisman today, her father might have been either dead or injured. Dad, you should know that Taoist Yunqing is very skilled. I follow him not only to recite scriptures and pray for blessings, but also to cultivate my body and mind. Lin Jingbo's expression froze for a moment. How could he not understand the meaning in Lin Mengqiao's words? You can also read Feng Shui. Lin Mengqiao nodded and said, yes. Lin Jingbo took a deep breath and said, Dad, the company has been experiencing frequent accidents recently, and the project has come to a standstill. There have been 3 suicide incidents in the newly built community within a month. Do you know what the reason is? Lin Mengqiao looked at Lin Jingbo with a surprised expression on his face. Dad's situation is not just what you said, right? You and your mother have been feeling unwell lately, constantly feeling restless, dizzy, and insomnia. Lin Jingbo was surprised. It was really like this. Recently, his wife couldn't sleep all night and he often had headaches. Even when he went to the hospital for examination, he couldn't find any problems. Lin Mengqiao walked to the window of the study, and from here, he could see the entire courtyard and gate outside the house. Dad, when my grandfather first built this house, he must have hired an expert to calculate, right? How to say it? Lin Jingbo didn't understand how his daughter shifted the topic to his own home from the gate to the courtyard, and then to the main house. A total of 9 different dragon and tiger formations were used to connect the Qinglong, Baihu, Zhuke, Xuanwu, Suafu, Yubi, Wenxiu, and Saibua. This is a Feng Shui formation that attracts wealth, brings peace to the house, and promotes good health. Therefore, the Lin family has always been smooth sailing. And you and Grandpa probably reinforce the Feng Shui formation every few years, but Dad probably hasn't found anyone to reinforce it in a long time, has he? In addition, the objects that activate the formation are aging, and the eye of the formation is also problematic. The current Feng Shui formation is completely useless. Lin Jingbo pondered, what impact will it have? Breaking wealth, summoning evil spirits, and ultimately dying. Lin Jingbo's face turned cold. So serious. If only the damage to the formation is not serious enough, it means losing money, but our Feng Shui has been tampered with by someone. Are you sure? Lin Mengqiao nodded and said, Dad, if you don't believe me, you can go and take a look. It's the pair of stone qilins at the gate. Lin Jingbo immediately got up and went downstairs, and Lin Mengqiao followed behind with a clattering sound. The two walked to the main entrance. Although the stone qilin at the entrance is very new, there are subtle cracks that cannot be seen without careful inspection. Even Shi Qilin's eyes were coated with dog blood, but because the dog blood dried up and fused with the original black Qilin's eyes, most human eyes could not see it. Lin Mengqiao pointed to Shi Qilin's eyes and said, as formation eyes, these 2 stone qilins were originally used to suppress evil spirits and guard the house. However, now that Shi Qilin's eyes are bloodshed and evil energy is invading, they no longer have the protective effect and instead have caused the evil energy to ravage. Lin Mengqiao took the hammer from the security guard's hand and threw it directly at Shi Qilin. After a few hits, Shi Qilin shattered and a talisman floated out from inside. Lin Jingbo picked up the talisman that floated to the ground, and a cold and gloomy breath passed through his body. Lin Mengqiao took the talisman paper from Lin Jingbo's hand and said, "Oh, summoning the evil death gate talisman. It's really very sinister." Lin Mengqiao cursed on the spot, and the talisman suddenly ignited with desire, quickly burning into ashes. In a distant small courtyard, a middle-aged man suddenly opened his eyes wide and spat out a mouthful of blood, instantly aging a lot. The disciple beside him was shocked and said, "Master, what's wrong with you?" "Someone touched my spell." The middle-aged man's face was very unpleasant and his tone was gloomy. Lin Mengqiao's face on this side was also gloomy. From the name of this talisman, one could tell how evil it was. It seemed that someone was really behind the scenes asking their family to die. Quickly flashing through his mind, Lin Mengqiao strode into the surveillance room of the security room and said, "Check all the surveillance footage during this period and report any suspicious areas to me." Lin Mengqiao noticed that Lin Mengqiao had started investigating and reminded him, "Dad, just look up the past 2 months." Lin Mengqiao turned to the person in charge of the security team and instructed, "Bring out the surveillance footage for these 2 months." Security manager. "Yes, sir." Lin Mengqiao saw that there was nothing she had to do here, so she went to change the feng shui at home and needed to customize a new pair of shiqilin. The benefits of having money at home come to light at this time, as anything you need can be quickly delivered to your door with just a phone call. After a busy hour, by lunchtime, the feng shui formation had already been greatly improved, leaving only the pair of stone qilins as the eyes of the formation. After having lunch, Lin Mengqiao went to the surveillance room to continue monitoring. It seems that he will inevitably find the person behind the scenes within a day. Feng Wan had already learned the general situation from Lin Mengqiao's mouth and was so scared that she quickly called Lin Heng, who was far away abroad. "I want to ensure that my eldest son is safe abroad." Lin Yu looked at Lin Mengqiao with great curiosity. He and Lin Mengqiao were twins, but due to Lin Mengqiao's physical condition, they had almost no interaction in the first 18 years. And Lin Mengqiao's body suddenly improved, and he still has such a magical ability. He knew that if it weren't for Lin Mengqiao's talisman this morning, the basket would have hit his head directly. At this moment, he could still clearly feel the burning heat of the talisman in his arms. Lin Yu followed behind Lin Mengqiao and entered her room. He followed her into the study and saw yellow paper and cinnabar on the table in her study, with several drawn talismans next to it. His eyes lit up. "Lin Qiao, give me a few more copies of this talisman." Lin Mengqiao hit him on the forehead with a brush and said, "You don't even call your sister, do you still want talismans? Dream it. Sisters, sisters. Lin Yu can bend and stretch." Lin Mengqiao quickly interrupted, "All right, stop barking. It feels like a rooster crowing. Can you give me a few pictures? Why do you need so much? Even if you put a bunch of talismans on your body, the effect is the same as a talisman. Then I'll take one first." Lin Yu still felt quite regretful. Lin Mengqiao handed over the talisman, and just as Lin Yu was about to take it over, Lin Mengqiao withdrew his hand. "Brother, I've already given one during the day, so I can't give it for free." "What does it mean?" Lin Mengqiao rubbed 2 fingers, making Lin Yu instantly understand. He widened his eyes and said, "Lin Qiao, are we siblings?" "My brothers always keep accounts, so do my siblings." "Hee, how much?" "Offering 10,000 benefits." Lin Yu took out his phone and transferred 10,000 yuan to her. "Turn it over, give it to me." Lin Mengqiao handed the talisman over and turned his eyes. "Brother, there is a more effective and long-lasting safety jade talisman than talisman paper. Do you want to customize it? Do you also need money?" Lin Mengqiao nodded naturally and said, "Of course." "Lin Yu. Can you first talk about what it looks like? I will carve a jade talisman for you with a jade object, which can be worn for a long time. It's not a one-time item." Lin Yu's heart was very pleasant, but he didn't show it on his face. "How much do you want for this?" Lin Mengqiao chuckled and gave the number a pen, 100,000. Lin Yu choked. Although his family was wealthy, he was just a high school student asking his parents for pocket money. His monthly allowance was only 50,000 yuan. 100,000 is 2 months of pocket money. Forget it, let's talk about it later. I'll use this one for now, it's also quite good. Lin Mengqiao gave a smack and looked regretful. Alright, come to me again if you need it. Lin Mengqiao suddenly felt that it was a pity for her to discover the business of buying talismans. Do whatever you say, grab the draw. Chapter 4. The scumbag, mother, and son all go to battle together. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Lin Jinghua has been investigating and monitoring in the monitoring room, not missing a single detail. When Lin Mengqiao went downstairs, only Feng was in the living room, holding Dream Fox while watching TV, with a contented expression on her face. Lin Mengqiao. It feels like this fox really treats itself like a dog. Feng saw Lin Mengqiao about to go out and asked, Xiao Xiao, are you going out? We're going to have dinner soon. I'll go find my dad and see if there's anything I need to help with. Feng said, your father will handle it well. If a girl worries too much about every household, she will grow old. Mom, there's no such thing as that. Besides, I discovered things, maybe I can find things that Dad can't, so I'll go take a look. Humph. My daughter is my own father. Lin Mengqiao couldn't help but laugh and cry. She hugged Feng and kissed her cheek. Mom, I love you the most. Speaking, he extended his 2 fingers to show his love. Funny Feng giggled and didn't stop her from looking for her dad. Lin Mengqiao saw the dream fox squatting at her feet, bent down to pick it up and walked out of the room. As soon as I arrived at the entrance, I saw a business car with a black local license plate parked outside, and the logo clearly indicated a wealthy person. 2 people got off the car, and the man who saw Lin Mengqiao standing at the door was stunned for a moment. He then felt a little proud and quickly walked up to Lin Mengqiao. Xiao Xiao, did you know I was coming and came specifically to wait for me? Who are you? Lin Mengqiao carefully examined for a moment, then turned his gaze to his back. With her hand resting on her chin, she can see that Feng Shui's ability to catch ghosts has not yet spread, has it? Why did someone already come to deliver the money? And the dream fox in his hand saw the man and kept emitting warning sounds with bared teeth. Is this the enemy of little fox? The man's face turned black. I'm Yizuan. He felt that Lin Mengqiao was intentional. However, he wrongly accused Lin Mengqiao. Lin Mengqiao experienced a night of body and soul fusion last night. Although she could remember what had happened before, she didn't quite remember the unfamiliar people, and Yizuan happened to be the unfamiliar wave. Oh, Lin Mengqiao thought for a moment and remembered who Yizuan was. That scumbag. No wonder little fox is so fierce. It turns out he's a scumbag who betrayed little fox's friend. But at this moment, the scumbag is carrying a fierce ghost on his back. Mom. This unlucky ghost has just provoked Dream Fox. How could it have provoked Li Gui again? How scumbag he is. To repay so many emotional debts. No wonder he has a dying face. Xiao Xiao, I am Zuan's mother. Auntie Li, do you remember? Ms. Li was dressed in an exquisite small fragrant and luxurious dress, carrying a guggy small bag, with the words, I am wealthy, all over her body. It was just that her smile was too flattering at this moment. Li Mengqiao answered straightforwardly, I don't remember. Ms. Li choked on Lin Mengqiao's heartless answer. Xiao Xiao, you asked the security guard to open the door. We came specifically to visit your parents. Lin Mengqiao's face darkened and he said, starting today, the Lin family refuses all visitors. Ms. Li, please go back, Mr. Lin. She only opened the door for these 2 people when she was sick. Their house was already affected by the chaotic flow of evil energy. Is it not enough to invite another fierce ghost with such a strong yin energy into the door? Ms. Li's face suddenly didn't look good, but she quickly adjusted her mindset and said, Xiao Xiao, we are discussing your engagement. This engagement was made by your grandfather and Grandpa Zuan together. How can we cancel it casually? As soon as Ms. Li finished speaking, Lin Mengqiao's face darkened. What kind of thing did she force a purchase or sell? Ms. Li, I think my younger brother Lin, you already conveyed my father's message yesterday, right? Why doesn't our family want you to force buying and selling? Ms. Li's face stiffened and she said, Qiao, that's not what we meant. Marriage matters still need to be handled by our parents. Lin Mengqiao felt that Ms. Li was a bit seriously ill. Does Ms. Li not understand human language? My parents agreed to cancel the engagement, and my younger brother should have told you very clearly last night. Or do you say you don't believe my younger brother's words? And, Ms. Li, how much confidence do you have in your son? Do you think I have to marry your son? Just like your son, he. Yi Zuan was instantly angered by Lin Mengqiao's words and said, Lin Mengqiao, do you think I have feelings for you? It's something I can't say a word about. If it weren't for you being the Lin family, who would have given you one more glance? Zuan. Ms. Li shouted angrily, looking a little nervous. Qiao, Zuan speaks without hesitation, this is not his true words. Lin Mengqiao was very impatient and said, Ms. Li, instead of caring about whether your son can marry me, it's better to quickly find a way to save your son's life. Ms. Li was stunned for a moment and her face sank. Lin Mengqiao, I see you were given a face by the Lin family. How did you, a younger generation, talk to me? You even cursed my son. What about the upbringing of the Lin family? My Lin family's upbringing does not allow my children to show mercy everywhere. Feng Wan's voice came from behind Lin Mengqiao, and the anger in her tone was vividly displayed. Ms. Li opened her mouth and wanted to say something, but was interrupted by Feng Wan. Ms. Li, Mr. Yi, please go back. Our two families have already cancelled our engagement, so we don't have to hang out anymore. Yi Zuan's self-esteem couldn't bear such humiliation, so he pulled Ms. Li around and left. The fierce ghost on his back turned to look at Lin Mengqiao, showing a gloomy smile, swaying a pair of embroidered shoes and following Yi Zuan away. The incident at the door did not affect Lin Mengqiao at all. At this moment, she was happily cooking. I heard that Yi Zuan and his mother were here just now. Lin Jinghua suddenly asked. Lin Mengqiao nodded. Feng Wan, however, complained somewhat angrily, here you are. You said your daughter is not well-mannered. Yesterday, Au personally explained it so clearly, and even licked her face. I didn't agree to my father's engagement back then. Back then, Mr. Lin was still alive and was a comrade in arms with Mr. Yi from the Yi family, so the two discussed and decided to marry Lin Mengqiao and Yi Zuan. At that time, Lin Mengqiao and Lin Yu were still in their stomachs. As a mother, she didn't want to settle her child's marriage so early, but unfortunately, the old man was both rigid and stubborn. Lin Jinghua put down his chopsticks and said, later, I will personally call Yi Guoqiang and have the company issue a statement to terminate the engagement tomorrow. Late at night, the villa was quiet. In Lin Mengqiao's room, the previously quiet space suddenly experienced a wave, and a tall figure appeared out of thin air again, the man who appeared last night. The man sat by the bed and looked at Lin Mengqiao's sleeping face. He slowly reached out and caressed the face he had been thinking about day and night. Still the same sentence, Qiao, we'll be able to meet soon. The man's whispers appeared exceptionally clear in the quiet room. Suddenly, the curtains by the window blew slightly, and a surge of yin qi appeared by the window. A foot wearing red embroidered shoes penetrated the open window, and before he could even stand firm, he saw a man sitting by the bed. Li Gui was frightened and made a face, then withdrew his foot from the window under the man's gaze. Then he turned around and ran away. Oh my, I'm scared to death. Why is this big shot in a little girl's room? The fierce ghost hid its face and fled. The next morning, Lin Mengqiao woke up feeling something was wrong in the room. After checking, she found a trace of yin qi by the window, which was already very faint. Lin Mengqiao chuckled lightly. Is that fierce ghost here to visit? Coming and going back. I thought I needed to catch the ghost last night, but I only stayed by the window for a while. Lin Mengqiao hugged the dream fox and buried his face in its soft fur. Little fox, did you see it last night? The dream fox stiffened and remained silent. What is she going to say? I said I saw a big shot kissing you. And scared away a mischievous ghost. What's wrong with you? You're just a fierce ghost, aren't you? Have you lost your courage even after your cultivation has declined? Are you still afraid of ghosts? Lin Mengqiao's reaction to Dream Fox was very contemptuous. Dream Fox. When Lin Mengqiao went downstairs, she saw Feng dressed in luxurious attire at the entrance, with a gloomy face. She saw Lin Mengqiao and waved her hand. Qiao Qiao, Mom has something to go out for. You stay at home obediently. Okay Mom, goodbye Mom. After saying goodbye to Feng, Lin Mengqiao turned around and went into the restaurant to have breakfast. Just as breakfast was over, the phone rang and the pair of stone chelins that were customized yesterday were delivered. Lin Mengqiao couldn't help but exclaim that having money is really good, and the speed is really extremely fast. I thought it would take a few more days to complete the Feng Shui array, but now it seems like it can be completed today. Lin Mengqiao walked to the gate, and the master who had brought Shi Qilin was already waiting. Miss Lin, we have completed all the stone Qilin you need as required. Could you please check it? You guys are really fast. The worker's master scratched his head with embarrassment. Miss Lin was in a hurry to place an order, so we changed the pair of stone Qilin that we were carving according to Miss Lin's requirements, but Miss Lin is relieved that the materials and techniques are exactly the same as you asked. Lin Mengqiao didn't say much. She checked to see if it met the requirements, so she believed they wouldn't deceive her. The worker opened the wooden box and soon a pair of stone Qilins appeared in front of Lin Mengqiao. The stone Qilin is pitch black all over, with a pair of bright and lively eyes, making it feel like all the demons and monsters have nowhere to hide. Lin Mengqiao inspected around Shi Qilin, not even the smallest corners were left behind, as they were used as formation eyes. After checking that there were no issues, the workers followed her instructions and placed the stone Qilin on both sides of the gate. Lin Mengqiao settled the final payment for the workers and masters. After they left, she put the already drawn talisman paper into Shi Qilin's mouth and silently recited a spell. Soon, the talisman paper ignited in Shi Qilin's mouth, eventually burning into ashes. At this time, Shi Qilin's whole body emitted a faint white fluorescence. Then Lin Mengqiao drew a talisman array on the eyes of Shi Qilin, and with the last stroke, Shi Qilin's eyes flashed in an instant, as if they had suddenly opened. The next second, a strong wind blew up, and strands of airflow followed the newly arranged 9 dragons and tigers formation towards the main house in the middle. Finally, the airflow converged on the roof, and then instantly dispersed and shrouded the entire Lin family mansion. Although the security personnel guarding on the side could not see the flowing airflow, they could still see the changes in Shi Qilin's sequence clearly, and had a profound understanding of Lin Mengqiao's abilities. Expert, their second young lady is really an expert. Chapter 5. A Scumbag. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After leaving the Lin family, Feng went to the agreed coffee shop to wait for someone. She made an appointment with her college classmate, her good friend Zhao Qi. Zhao Qi came very quickly. Unlike Feng, she does not have a good family environment. Due to issues with her original family, she is more insecure and cowardly. She sat opposite Feng and spoke weakly. Xiao Wan, I'm sorry I came late. There are too many customers in the store today. Zhao Qi works as the manager of a beauty salon owned by Feng. During her college years, she was almost sold by her family to a second married man as his wife. However, due to her parents dropping her out of school without permission, she did not finish her college years. Later on, Feng pitted her and helped her become a store manager in a beauty salon, which lasted for decades. Did you introduce this person to my house? Feng Wan pushed her phone towards Zhao Qi. In the phone was a man wearing a security suit, who was very burly. Zhao Qi's expression froze and her heart skipped a few uncontrollable beats. Yes, what's wrong? Didn't he say he resigned? Feng Wan didn't speak and clicked on her phone screen. Another picture came out, which was the talisman that had already been destroyed by Lin Mengqiao. However, before destruction, Lin Mengqiao took a picture. Zhao Qi instantly widened her eyes in fear. Feng Wan couldn't understand anything from her expression. Her good upbringing suppressed her anger and she said, I think you should know this too. Zhao Qi, our Feng Wan asked herself, you're not being kind to me. Why do you treat me like this? Do you want to do this? Zhao Qi was both scared and guilty, saying, I'm sorry, Awan. I didn't mean to do it. I was just obsessed. That person said this thing could help me suck some luck from your family. I was momentarily distracted, but it didn't harm your family. Feng Wan said, do you think I can believe it? Just taking some luck. Do you know what this talisman is called? Xiao Qiao said it's called the Zhao Sha Wai Men Fu. Do you know what it means? It means the whole family will die. Zhao Qi, you are really ruthless. Zhao Qi was taken aback upon hearing this and shook her head in panic. No, 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 you believe me, Ah Wan. I really didn't think so. I just want some good luck. Feng Wan now completely disbelieves Zhao Qi's explanation, and their friendship has come to an end since she accepted the money. Zhao Qi, I have been helping you for 10 or 20 years now. I feel that my friend has fulfilled his duty to the fullest. You can move out of my apartment today and don't have to go to the store anymore. We are not related to each other in the future. Zhao Qi panicked and tugged at Feng Wan's sleeve, saying, No, Ah Wan, I know I was wrong. Please forgive me, I won't do this again in the future. Don't dismiss me, I'm so old, there's nowhere else to go except in the store. Then go back to your mother's house, or this man's house. Zhao Qi looked at the photo of the man wearing a security uniform on Feng Wan's phone, revealing a frightened look. This man was the person she was dating before. At first, he was very kind to her, but later she was bribed to put the talisman paper in the Lin family's pair of stone chelins. Because she gained the trust of Feng Wan, she introduced the man to the Lin family as a security guard and asked him to put the talisman into the stone chelin when no one was around. In fact, she and the man did not know the true purpose of this talisman, they only thought it could absorb the good luck of the Lin family. Afterwards, the man resigned from his job at the Lin family and did not go to work due to this matter. He kept threatening Zhao Qi with this matter and indulging in extravagance with Zhao Qi's money. Finally, Zhao Qi couldn't bear it anymore and went to the police station to report to the police, sending the man into custody for a period of time. This kind of mysterious thing, even the police wouldn't believe it, and it would still be considered feudal superstition, which is why Zhao Qi dared to bring a man into the police station. And the man was also locked up for a period of time because of this, and recently he was released. Feng Wan stood up and left, being grabbed by Zhao Qi. Ah Wan, I beg you to help me again. I can't be found by him, otherwise I'll be ruined. Feng Wan squatted down and one by one broke open Zhao Qi's fingers, which were gripping her pants. Did you ever think about today when you treated my family like this when you collected money? Zhao Qi looked at the person who had gone away in despair and knelt on the ground. She was done. Feng Wan was ruthless this time and left 2 bodyguards to monitor Zhao Qi's move. She accompanied Lin Jinghua to investigate surveillance in the surveillance room last night. When it was found in the surveillance footage that this talisman was released by Zhao Qi, her whole body became cold. She never thought she would be betrayed by her most trusted friend. Just to make some money, helping his competitors harm them. When Feng Wan returned to her doorstep, she saw a police officer at her doorstep. Talking to her daughter, I was shocked. She got off the car and walked up, may I ask if you have anything to do? Mrs. Lin, I am son Xianyan from the Criminal Investigation Team of the Municipal Bureau. Here is my ID. As a well-known wealthy Lin family in Shenzhen, son Xianyan is familiar with them. Feng took the document handed over by son Xianyan and glanced at it. What's up with you coming to our house? It's like this, I found out last night that Yi Zuan, the second son of the Yi family, died in the imperial capital. Feng was taken aback. Yesterday afternoon, she saw that the child was fine, but today she's gone. Lin Mengqiao knew exactly what was going on. After all, she knew at first sight that Yi Zuan was a scumbag with limited time. So what are you? Feng thought to herself, even if the second young master of the Yi family dies, what does it have to do with their family? Son Xianyan turned to look at Lin Mengqiao and said, during our investigation, we found that Miss Lin had said to the deceased both the day before yesterday and yesterday that she would definitely die within 3 days. Why did she say this to the deceased? Feng didn't even think about directly defending Lin Mengqiao. Did you make a mistake? My daughter wouldn't say these things. Mrs. Lin, we're asking Miss Lin. Son Xianyan looked directly at Lin Mengqiao. Lin Mengqiao didn't panic either. His face told me. Son Xianyan and several other police officers. Son Xianyan's face darkened and he said, Miss Lin, please be serious. We're getting to the point. Lin Mengqiao said helplessly, what I'm saying is true. I'm the disciple of Master Yunqing of Qingdang Temple. Lin Mengqiao can only move out of Qingdang Temple as a shield, otherwise she is really afraid of being suspected by the police as the murderer. Son Xianyan's eyebrows furrowed as he knew of Qingdang Temple, the largest Taoist temple in China, where the Taoist priests had some special abilities. After all, they are exposed to various cases all year round, and some special cases may also be encountered. Now hearing what Lin Mengqiao said, son Xianyan felt a bit uneasy. They wouldn't have been so unlucky to encounter another case that was not committed by humans, would they? I think you should go to the special department now and control Yi Zuan's body. It's best to find someone who can summon souls and try to retrieve Yi Zuan's soul. Lin Mengqiao kindly reminded. Li Gui killed someone, it is very likely that he has already killed and become possessed again, but his body and soul do not match. Currently, it is very likely that he is in a state of feigned death. If he were to wait a little longer, Yi Zuan would probably die and be resurrected. Son Xianyan's figure stagnated and he said. Wouldn't it be so unlucky? Son Xianyan was still struggling when his subordinates over there received a call, what? The body is missing. Lin Mengqiao looked at son Xianyan with a look on his face, I'm not wrong, right? All of son Xianyan's words were stuck in his throat, unable to move up or down. Lin Mengqiao spoke up directly and said, do you have any items belonging to Yi Zuan? Let's help you find them. Son Xianyan felt his nose awkwardly and said, there's Miss Lauren there. Then he arranged to get his hands off the car and retrieve Yi Zuan's belongings. Lin Mengqiao went to the security room and casually tore up a piece of paper, folded a paper crane, and then infused a hint of spiritual energy into the paper crane. The paper crane instantly came to life and flew around Lin Mengqiao. She placed Yi Zuan's belongings in front of the paper crane and said, it's this person's breath. Once you smell it, let's go. The paper crane circled around Yi Zuan's belongings a few times before flapping its wings and flying outward. Without hesitation, Lin Mengqiao sat in the police car and greeted son Xianyan and the others. Hurry up and get in the car, follow it. Son Xianyan immediately reacted and called for the other 2 police officers to get in the car. He started the car and suddenly ran out. Feng didn't even react, so she couldn't see the car anymore. Son Xianyan drove a police car and followed the paper crane 7 or 8 turns along the way, all the way to a high-end community. The paper crane had already flown directly into the community, and son Xianyan no longer hesitated. He directly took out his identification to the security guard and drove into the community. The paper crane stayed outside a villa. You stay in the car, the next thing is not something you can handle. Call the special department to take over the killer. Lin Mengqiao pushed open the car door and got out of the car. A young police officer in the car tried to follow him out of the car but couldn't open the car door. Team Sun, this. Sun Xianyan watched as Lin Mengqiao walked to the entrance of the villa and pushed the door open, only to reluctantly say, "Call the special department." The other police officer was a bit worried. "Captain, is that all? Can she?" Sun Xianyan. "Miss Lin, is it necessary to deceive us? Just now, she was able to lock our car door casually, and her skills are extraordinary. Let's wait in the car. Call the special department." Good. Lin Mengqiao pushed the door in, and the villa was a 2-story small villa. The courtyard outside the villa was covered in fallen leaves, and even the swimming pool was covered with fallen leaves, looking very bleak. She walked slowly into the yard, and Yi Zun stood under the eaves, looking at Lin Mengqiao with a sorrowful expression. "Surprisingly, it's you." At this moment, Yi Zun had a sharp voice, unable to distinguish whether it was a man or a woman. Lin Mengqiao said, "That's right, it's me. Why did you choose a man to lean over? You're a scumbag. Your taste is really bad." Lin Mengqiao slowly approached Yi Zun and then saw the soul state of Yi Zun beside him. Yi Zun's soul was already very faint, almost disappearing. What kind of hatred is this? Not only does it occupy someone's body, but it also troubles their soul. Are you obediently coming out of this body yourself, or am I doing it myself? Lin Mengqiao stood in front of Yi Zun, pinching the formula with his right hand. "Ha ha ha, do you think you can beat me? Xiaotian." Before Lin Mengqiao could finish his ghost talk, he directly attacked and slapped Yi Zun's chest with a spell of spiritual energy and merit and golden light. The black shadow was thrown directly out of Yi Zun's body, and the black mist rolled over. Chapter 6. Do you have a hobby of collecting scumbags and women? You are listening at novelfull.audio. The next second, the golden light talisman network enveloped the black mist. Black mist fled everywhere, but was blocked by golden light and ultimately unable to move at all. With the blessing of golden light, the black mist gradually dissipated, and the appearance of the fierce ghost was fully revealed. It's the female ghost wearing red embroidered shoes. The female ghost struggled to break free from the talisman formation, but the more she struggled, the more confined the talisman formation became. Don't waste your effort, there are hardly any ghosts that can break free from my golden light talisman formation. Lin Mengqiao sat leisurely next to the female ghost. Tell me why you have to kill him. The female ghost seemed to understand the power of this golden light talisman array, rested her struggling strength, but did not answer Lin Mengqiao's question. She just sat there, under the golden light. She no longer looked so terrifying. She was dressed in a red wedding dress, wearing red embroidered shoes, and looked like a young lady about to get married. Lin Mengqiao sighed and said, "This person is not the one you need to wait for," pointing to the already cold body of Yi Zun on the ground. "Do you want to fly ashes and annihilate yourself before someone arrives?" The female ghost covered her face and wept, with red tears flowing from the corners of her eyes. At the beginning of the last century, the war broke out in Xinjiang, and female ghosts lived in that era. Her name is Li Shiwan, and she is the youngest child in the family. The Li family has always followed the old customs of the previous dynasty, and women in the family are not allowed to go out freely and are not allowed to see foreign men. Li Shiwan has been a lady from a wealthy family since she was born. The only time she went out that day was when she met a man who changed her life. The man's name is Yi Qi, he is a teacher at the school and also a patriotic young man. He told Li Shiwan that women should not be trapped in the backyard. Women, like men, have the ability and can also make a difference. Yi Qi's remarks shocked Li Shiwan, who had been confined to the backyard for over a decade. This was the first time she had heard such a statement, as if something was about to gush out of her heart, and she couldn't help but imagine her teaching in the classroom like Yi Qi. Every day thereafter, Li Shiwan would dress up as a servant and secretly sneak out of the house, go to the school, and go to the parade. She freely released her soul, which had been imprisoned for more than a decade, feeling that this was her life. Through repeated contact, Li Shiwan and Yi Qi were deeply attracted to each other and fell in love with each other. However, the good times didn't last long. The Li family discovered Li Shiwan's sneaking behavior and also noticed her publicly appearing outside. Li Shiwan was forcibly locked up in the ancestral hall and meditated behind closed doors. The Li family found a marriage for her overnight, but Li Shiwan would rather die than comply. She would rather kneel in front of the ancestral temple than marry casually. She always remembered the agreement with Yi Qi in her heart, that if she wanted to marry someone, she would also marry Yi Qi. Until one day, her mother gave her a letter, saying it was written by Yi Qi to her, with only one farewell message on the letter. Yi Qi left, leaving her behind. This made Li Shiwan extremely sad, and she fainted several times. Under the persuasion of her mother day and night, she agreed to get married. On the night before getting married, Li Shiwan put on the wedding dress and hung himself in his own bedroom. Li Shiwan's soul has been stuck in the place where she committed suicide, neither leaving nor being able to leave. She has been waiting because she does not believe that Yi Qi will abandon her. She guards this courtyard every day and waits. Waiting for liberation, waiting for reform, waiting for courtyard demolition, turning into villas. Until one day, a person moved into this villa, and that person was Yi Zuan, who had the same appearance as Yi Qi. Li Shiwan was extremely happy. She thought it was her Yi Qi who had returned. She surrounds Yi Zuan every day, waiting for him to return in the villa. But gradually I realized that this man was very promiscuous. He had many women around him, and they changed almost every few days. Li Shiwan went from initial pleasure to resentment, feeling that Yi Qi had betrayed her. Her resentment grew stronger and stronger. Just that day when she wanted to keep Yi Zuan by her side forever. Yi Zuan brought back a woman, who is Dream Fox. The cultivation of Dream Fox for thousands of years is not something that Li Shiwan can deal with. She hid, but her resentment grew stronger. Until one day, when Yi Zuan returned, she found that the Dream Fox was missing, and she could go out with Yi Zuan. That was the time when Li Shiwan met Lin Mengqiao at the Lin family. At a glance, she saw that Lin Mengqiao was a celestial master. She was also a bit frightened, thinking that Yi Zuan had discovered her and invited a celestial master to eliminate her. But I didn't expect it to be to marry this little celestial master. In an instant, jealousy and anger filled her heart. That night, she couldn't help but kill Yi Zuan. However, after seeing Yi Zuan's soul, she realized that this person was not the one she was waiting for, Yi Qi. She knew the consequences of ghost murder, ranging from being punished in hell to disappearing into ashes. She wanted to continue waiting for Yi Qi in the mortal world, so she kept bowing to Yi Zuan without hesitation. Although a man's body makes her uncomfortable, it's better than being discovered by the heavenly Tao or captured by the heavenly master. But I didn't expect Lin Mengqiao to be so powerful. He managed to subdue her with just 2 moves. Li Shiwan was a bit sad. She hadn't used her body for a day before she was caught. Looking at Lin Mengqiao with a mournful expression, I want to know that you were covered up by that big shot. I absolutely didn't bother you at that time. Lin Mengqiao. What big shot? Is there anything else about her here? Just as Li Shiwan was about to speak, the door of the villa was pushed open, and people from the special department entered the yard. As soon as they entered the door, they saw the body of Yi Zuan lying on the ground, which was already so cold that it couldn't be any colder, and Yi Zuan's soul, which was so transparent that it was about to dissipate. There is also the golden light talisman formation in mid-air not far away, as well as the female ghost under the talisman formation, and Lin Mengqiao sitting next to the female ghost. This is really a strange scene. Lin Mengqiao saw a few people and greeted them. You came in time. She pointed to Yizun's body and soul. Take those two things with you. She also pointed to Li Shiwan. This belongs to me. Miss Lin, this is not compliant, said Shensun, the captain of the special department. Feeling a headache, Lin Mengqiao took out a token from his pocket and said, this should be compliant. Just write it down when you report it. Shensun stared at the token for a long time, then at Lin Mengqiao. He widened his eyes and said, you. Lin Mengqiao raised his index finger and put it on his lips. Shu. Then he withdrew the female ghost and removed the golden light rune formation. Alright, I should go home now. If I don't go back, my family will worry. Shensun. Lin Mengqiao walked out of the yard, while Sun Xian and the others were still waiting in the car. It was only then that Lin Mengqiao remembered setting up a formation for the car door before leaving. Lin Mengqiao unraveled the formation and sat in the car. Will Sun team take me home? Sun Xian nodded and said, sure. Then he asked the other two police officers to stay and communicate with the people from the special department. After all, they were the first to take over the case, so they had to follow through and write a closing report. On the way back, Sun Xian couldn't help but ask about the situation, and Lin Mengqiao also told Sun Xian in detail. After listening, Sun Xian could only sigh at the deep affection of the female ghost. And Yi Erxiao's death. Miss Lin, thank you today. If it weren't for Lin Mengqiao today, they wouldn't have found the body so quickly. Even if they could have found it, they probably would have been injured. Lin Mengqiao's help today was completely a big help to them. Serve the people. Lin Mengqiao replied playfully. Sun Xian's silent smile matched Lin Mengqiao's age of 18, with youthful vitality, playfulness, and cuteness. The car quickly arrived at the entrance of the Lin mansion. Lin Mengqiao got off the car and watched as the police car left before turning around and entering the gate. The Lin family was anxiously waiting for Lin Mengqiao. After receiving the message, Lin Jinghua put aside his current affairs and quickly called his acquaintances, hoping that the police would release him. Fortunately, the news I received was that my daughter went to help, not taken away as a suspect. This news also breathed a sigh of relief for the Lin family, but as soon as they heard their daughter go to help, their hearts began to worry uncontrollably. Now that Lin Mengqiao has returned safely, a few people are gathered around her, checking up and down, fearing that she may be injured. I'm fine, Mom and Dad, don't worry anymore. Feng Wan supported her heart and said, you're almost scared to death, Mom. Lin Mengqiao hugged Feng Wan and said, I'm sorry, Mom made you worry. Lin Jinghua said, alright, as long as you're fine. But Xiao, don't tell people your fortune casually in the future. Lin Mengqiao was a bit puzzled, but looking at Lin Jinghua's expression, he still closed his mouth with a keen expression. She thinks if she refutes her father's words, she might get beaten up. Although her father is reluctant to beat him up, there is a high possibility of being locked up. Lin Yu seemed very interested in this matter and followed Lin Mengqiao directly to her room after dinner. Inquire about the situation of Yizun, a scumbag. He never expected that this scumbag would actually die. It is reasonable to suspect that it was a love affair. There are too many women that this scumbag has let down. Why are you curious about this? Lin Mengqiao asked in reverse. Lin Yu. I just want to know if she was sexually murdered by any woman. You're overthinking it, there's no woman, only a female ghost. Lin Yu was stunned for a while before realizing it later. Are you saying it was killed by ghosts? Lin Yu was shocked and said, he's not even letting go of ghosts now. Lin Mengqiao. Why did the ghost want to kill him? Lin Mengqiao squinted and looked at Lin Yuqiao, hooking his fingers. Do you really want to know? Lin Yu approached Lin Mengqiao, nodded, and in the next moment, a jade bottle appeared in his arms. What is this? Female ghost. Didn't you want to know the reason? You can ask her yourself. What is it? Ghosts and ghosts. Lin Yu threw the jade bottle back into Lin Mengqiao's arms and ran away from the door. Lin Mengqiao held the jade bottle and hooked his lips with a smile, Just this daring gossip heart is still so strong. You're both cowardly and cowardly. Lin Mengqiao released Li Shiwan, and after purifying her jade bottle for so long, the resentment on her body had dissipated a lot. Menghu, who was sleeping on the bed, suddenly felt a familiar aura. When she opened her eyes, she found a female ghost in the room, which she had seen in Yizhuan's villa before. Lin Qiao, what's going on? Do you have a habit of collecting that scumbag? Lin Mengqiao. Xiaohu, I think I should take you to school to read some books. No longer caring about the fox chirping in bed, he turned to face Li Shiwan and said, there are two ways now. First, I will send you to the underworld to receive punishment, and you can be reincarnated in 100 years. Second, you can only follow me to practice for 100 years. The fate behind you depends on yourself, but if you follow me, I will impose a ban on you. Li Shiwan chose the second option without hesitation. She can't go back to the underworld yet, and she still has to wait for Yi Qi. Lin Mengqiao knew from the beginning that Li Shi would choose the second option for the evening party. She took off the bracelet from her wrist, which she had brought since childhood. It was a bracelet that Feng Wan had specially prayed for 40.9 days to obtain. You can stay here in the future and come out to learn from Little Fox when you have free time, but try not to collide with my family. Li Shiwan glanced at the bracelet and without even thinking, directly attached it to it. The originally warm bracelet instantly felt a bit cold. Lin Mengqiao brought the bracelet back to his hand. Chapter 7. Starting the Career of Divination. You are listening at novelfull.audio. On the second day, the case of Yizhuan was closed, and it was only publicly announced that Yizhuan was killed due to an emotional dispute. This message has not caused widespread discussion on the internet. After all, Yizhuan is just an ordinary second-generation wealthy person and not a public figure. However, in the wealthy second-generation circle, discussions are lively. Especially the wealthy second generation living near Yizhuan's villa saw many police officers coming that night, with different uniforms. They even saw a golden light above Yizhuan's yard that day. There was a lot of discussion at the moment. I heard he was not normally murdered, he was killed by that thing, right. When the police lifted him out, I saw him. His eyes were wide open and he felt like he was scared to death. What and what? How did you know those who stayed overnight in the imperial capital saw it? He couldn't have played with women too much and was killed by that dead female ghost, did he? I heard before that another female ghost died for him. Yizhuan, this scumbag, has died clean and still misses the daughter of the Lin family, without looking at himself. He's really risking his life. A good-in-law family has caused him to lose everything, but that's the Lin family. If I could marry Miss Lin, I would spoil her every day. He just saw that Miss Lin had been living in the Taoist temple before, and he didn't know how to speak, so he had no worries. Speaking of Miss Lin, have any of you ever attended her coming-of-age banquet? What's wrong? What's wrong with the dinner party? At that time, Xianyan didn't bring a woman with him. It was said that he was raising a younger sister, but it seemed intimate. In a fit of anger, Miss Lin wanted to terminate the engagement, but Xianyan disagreed. Miss Lin immediately declared that Xianyan would die suddenly within 3 days. Wow, is it so explosive? However, Xianyan did indeed die within 3 days after the banquet. You said Miss Yi saw it at that time, right? After all, she has been practicing at the Qingdang temple, so she should have some skills. Crouching C, can't it be? Xianyan can't really be fucked by a female ghost, can he? It is said that his body returned to his villa on its own yesterday. This is so terrifying. Yesterday, many police officers came to Xianyan's villa, and his yard was shining with gold, so I always felt like I could hear ghostly cries. It is said that when Yizhuan's body was sent back to the Yi family, his mother and grandmother had been arguing for a long time, and they had been arguing at the police station to see the murderer. But these have nothing to do with Lin Mengqiao. She is currently setting up a stall under the overpass. Wrapped in a white down jacket, Lin Yu and others squatted on a pony, trembling and trembling. Lin Yu tightened his tight coat and trembled as he spoke. Lin Xiao, I really believe in your evil. Come with you to get cold. Humph, how did I know it was so cold today? Humph. Lin Mengqiao sucked his nose in the cold, with the tip of his nose already red from the cold. I really don't understand why you have to come and set up a stall. Lin Yu poked his hands and let out a sigh. Why did a young master come to suffer this pain? Pinch your fingers and calculate that I have financial luck today. Lin Yu pointed to the things on the ground and said, buy these. On the ground lay a woven bag neatly adorned with various talismans, and next to it was a payment code. A white linen cloth was tied to the pillar behind Lin Mengqiao, with two simple words written on it. Fortune telling. Lin Xiao, is our family going bankrupt? It's worth your cold weather to come here and pick up money. Shut up, stay quiet. Don't tremble, my financial luck will be ruined by you. Lin Mengqiao directly pushed Lin Yu aside. Lin Yu was pushed to sit unsteadily, swaying left and right. Hey, stop Lin Xiao, I'm going to fall. Are you doing all sorts of divination? A thug-like person stood in front of Lin Mengqiao's stall and even kicked the stall with the tip of his shoe. A few thugs around also chuckled along. Lin Mengqiao looked up and several thugs froze. One of the thugs said to the leader, "See, boss, she's a beauty." The leading thug dressed neatly and put on a look he thought was very handsome. "Little sister, are you here to set up a stall to make money? Brother can help you." Lin Mengqiao sat on the pony and looked up at the thug leader. With a curl of his mouth, he said, "Do you want to do divination?" The thug leader lost his soul hooked by Lin Mengqiao's smile and nodded incessantly, "I want it." Lin Mengqiao pointed to the payment code, Chenghui 200. "See, this girl dares to ask our boss for money. Hey, little girl, don't you know that this street is built by our boss? Hurry up, if you want to set up a stall here, give me the money as soon as possible." The thug leader seemed to really take a liking to Lin Mengqiao and quickly stopped a few young thugs. "Shut up, what money should I give? How could I scare my little sister? It's not easy for her to come out and work to earn money." The thug leader spoke and directly took out his phone to scan the code for payment. "It's really cold, little sister, go buy a cup of milk tea." He looked at Lin Yu next to him and said, "This is your brother, it's really pitiful. His hands are still limp. Let's buy him a cup too." Lin Yu. Are all thugs like this now? Lin Mengqiao suppressed a smile and spoke directly, "Since you have already paid, I have to do some divination for you." The thug leader nodded when Lin Mengqiao insisted, "Okay, come on." It was obvious that he didn't believe these things. Lin Mengqiao said, "You are the only child in your family. When you were young, your father had an affair, and your mother lived alone with you. Later, your mother passed away due to illness, and you hated your father. You accidentally injured him, and he was imprisoned for a few years. After coming out, he couldn't find a job because he didn't have a diploma and had been imprisoned. He had to start working as a thug." Every time Lin Mengqiao said a word, the thug's eyes widened a bit. Finally, after Lin Mengqiao finished speaking, he had already widened his mouth in shock and said, "How do you know? He has never told anyone about these things." Lin Mengqiao looked at him with a silly expression on his face, pointing to the two words behind him. "Okay, you have two paths now. First, continue to be your thug, but be stabbed to death on the street 3 years later. Second, turn over and do a serious job, even if you pull cement and move bricks, you will soar to fame in 3 years. Lie down, boss, this girl curses you." The curly-haired thug rolled up his sleeves and wanted to hit someone. Lin Yu stood up at the sight, and a group of people were about to explode. Lin Mengqiao remained calm as she pointed to curly hair and said, your girlfriend is going to have a hard time giving birth for you. You're still fighting here. The thug rolled up half of his sleeve and paused. What are you saying? The next second, his phone rang, and as soon as he answered, it was the hospital's phone. Curly hair exclaimed in shock, what? Which hospital is it? I'm coming right here. Curly hair trembled as he looked at the thug leader and said, Boss, my girlfriend had a difficult delivery in the hospital. I have to leave first. Regardless of whether the boss agreed or not, he ran away without a trace. A few thugs looked at Lin Mengqiao in shock, with a hint of fear in their eyes. Who is this person? I won't really encounter a master, will I? And before Lin Mengqiao could stop, he pointed to the man with glasses who had not spoken on the side and said, if you fail the college entrance examination, you can start over again. Why give up on yourself? Your father is already in advanced cancer, don't let him worry about you in his last days. The man with glasses widened his eyes in surprise, incredulous. Impossible, boss, I want to go home and take a look. Another person walked away, and the thug leader couldn't help but believe it at this moment. Did you just say that I will soar to fame in 3 years? Lin Mengqiao. The premise is that you reform and find a serious job. The thug pondered for a moment and said, okay. I believe the master's words. Then he led the remaining 2 thugs to leave. Boss, how are we going? Are we not collecting protection fees? The thug leader kicked the speaker and said, what should we accept? I didn't hear from the master that he wanted us to reform, otherwise we would die in the dark. What are we going to do in the future without collecting protection fees? The thug leader said, go to the construction site to move bricks. The street vendors around saw that these thugs who harassed them every day were only a few minutes away from being counted back on the right path by Lin Mengqiao's fortune-telling. They were in a frenzy of discussion for a moment. They had just witnessed with their own eyes that the curly-haired girl was indeed as difficult to give birth to as Lin Mengqiao had predicted. This little girl is not really a master, is she? For a moment, everyone was restless. Little girl, can you calculate for me? Lin Mengqiao spoke as an old man selling braised meat from the neighboring stall. Lin Mengqiao looked at the old man and said, Old man, congratulations. You have a daughter. Lin Mengqiao's congratulations made the old man overjoyed, and he truly had the ability. Oh my, master, you can tell at a glance that I have a granddaughter. That's right, my daughter. Law just gave birth to a chubby daughter in the hospital this morning. Does the old man want me to calculate for your granddaughter? Lin Mengqiao seemed to see the old man's thoughts. Yes. Please give me the time when the child was born. The old man quickly reported a time. Lin Mengqiao calculated for a while before speaking up. The child born at this time is when the sun has just risen, and the future will be bright. Your granddaughter will have something to do in the future, but she needs to be careful when she is young. How do you say it? The old man urgently asked. Lin Mengqiao said, there's no big problem, it's just a small calamity when I was 5 years old. Pay more attention at home and don't touch anything related to fire. After that, everything will be smooth sailing. The old man felt a little uneasy and said, do we need to do a ritual for her? Lin Mengqiao shook her head and said, it's not necessary. I'm too young and my luck is too overwhelming. It's good now. Just need my family to be careful. The old man nodded incessantly, okay. He took out his phone and wanted to transfer money to Lin Mengqiao. Lin Mengqiao stopped in time and said, old man, accept a 50 yuan discount. The old man paused for a moment after finishing playing 200 with his fingers and said, didn't we just collect 200? It depends on fate, I have a connection with the old man. Lin Mengqiao looked enigmatic. Seeing that Lin Mengqiao had said so, the old man deleted the originally entered amount and then forwarded it by 50. Then he looked at the talisman placed on the snake skin bag and thought for a moment before asking, is there any talisman that can ensure safety and good health? Can children use it? Lin Mengqiao handed the old man a safety talisman and said, this is for your granddaughter to wear every day. The old man carefully took the talisman and opened his phone, intending to pay. How much does this talisman cost? 100. Lin Mengqiao casually said the price. The old man paid another 100, took Fu carefully and put it into the pocket lining his clothes, then returned to his own stall. Do you believe in soul swapping? In Chapter 8. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. After this incident, the nearby small vendors and passers-by lined up to do divination. The divination was only 50 yuan, which was not expensive, so it was like spending 50 yuan to buy psychological comfort. Suddenly, a long queue formed at Lin Mengqiao's stall, and Lin Mengqiao directly stated that he only counted the 10 hexagrams. She doesn't count everyone, she won't count some obviously playful people. Directly persuade the person to withdraw. At this moment, a low-key and luxurious vehicle was driving in the lane, and the man in the car was extraordinary, wearing a pair of gold-rimmed glasses, with deep eyes hidden behind the lenses. Looking at Lin Mengqiao's stall under the overpass not far away, he frowned slightly. The assistant beside him looked in the direction he was looking, only to see a little girl with a ponytail tied, and behind her were two big words. Divination. Children nowadays don't study hard at school and just play with all sorts of things. The assistant's tone had a hint of preaching. The man didn't speak, and the car quickly passed through this section of the road. Lin Mengqiao looked up with a sense of induction, and suddenly stars appeared in her eyes. Let me go, purple chi. I saw the whole car shrouded in purple air, and Lin Mengqiao was drooling at it. Oh my goodness, my son. What a purple aura. I envy you so much. Lin Qiao, what are you staring at in a daze? Your mouth is watering. Lin Yu pushed Lin Mengqiao. Lin Mengqiao regained his composure and said, it's okay, I saw God kissing my son. Lin Yu. The winter sky darkened quickly, and the people on the street began to gradually decrease. At this moment, a woman stood in front of her stall, her face full of hesitation. The woman is dressed very plainly, with a plain face facing the sky and no makeup on her face. Lin Mengqiao. Little sister, but do you want to do some divination? The woman shook her head and seemed to hesitate for a long time before saying, are you really a master? The woman's voice is very soft, and if it weren't for Lin Mengqiao's sensitive ears, she wouldn't be able to hear her voice clearly. Lin Mengqiao gave a positive answer. The woman rubbed the hem of her clothes and finally mustered the courage to say, do you believe in soul exchange? Lin Mengqiao's eyes darkened, and then she carefully examined the woman. She said, I believe it. It seems that Lin Mengqiao's affirmation gave the woman a message, and her eyes turned slightly red. My name is Mo Xianyan, the youngest daughter of the Mo family, but I became this woman when I woke up yesterday. You have to believe me, I am not crazy, and I do not have schizophrenia. In Mo Xianyan's story, she played at a bar with a few girlfriends until midnight last night before returning home. After returning home, she went straight to bed. However, when she woke up early this morning, she found herself in a strange and dilapidated house. When she looked in the mirror, she realized she wasn't herself anymore. She was so scared that she ran back to Mo's house only to see that her body had been occupied by someone else. After checking her phone for a long time, she realized that she might have swapped souls with someone else. She ran to the Mo family to explain the truth, but was driven out as a madman. She was both anxious and uneasy, and if she hadn't met Lin Mengqiao, she didn't know what would happen next. Lin Mengqiao. Where do you live now? Mo Xianyan shook her head and said, I have no memory. I don't know where this body lives after running out in the morning. Lin Mengqiao pondered for a moment and said, you come back with us first. If your situation is true, it's not safe for you to be alone outside now. If someone really exchanged their souls, then the beneficiary would definitely not let Mo Xianyan go. She cannot let this hidden danger exist. But soul swapping is a forbidden technique, how could there be an ordinary dong? If it's a celestial master or something, why exchange souls with an ordinary wealthy heiress? Lin Mengqiao and Lin Yu quickly cleaned up the stall before leaving with Mo Xianyan. Lin Mengqiao asked the driver to take them to a hotel under the Lin family and checked in for Mo Xianyan. She took Mo Xianyan to the room and said, "You can stay here for now. If you have any problems, please contact the manager here. I have already informed them. Your matter will not be resolved in a short time." Mo Xianyan seemed to have found the backbone and no longer panicked. Lin Mengqiao said whatever she wanted and was very obedient. Settled down Mo Xianyan, Lin Mengqiao and Lin Yu returned home together. As soon as they entered the house, they saw Mr. and Mrs. Lin sitting upright on the sofa in the living room. Lin Mengqiao pounded Lin Yu's back, indicating that he wouldn't slip a word later. Lin Jinghua's voice was cold and stern. "Where did you two go today?" Lin Mengqiao poked Lin Yu's arm and asked him to explain. "Lin Yu. I took Xiao Xiao to meet my friend. After the New Year's school starts, isn't Xiao Xiao going to be in the same class as me? I'll take her to get to know each other first." "Oh, he's really lucky to have such a sister." Lin Jinghua. "Xiao Xiao. Is what your brother said true?" Lin Mengqiao nodded fiercely and said, Really, Dad, I went to see a Yu's friend." Lin Jinghua gestured to the steward Zhao, who walked directly to Lin Mengqiao's side and took her backpack. "Miss Eyre, young Master San, it's impolite." Then he opened his backpack, and with a loud bang, all the contents inside fell to the ground. Charms, snake skin bags, copper coins, QR codes, and that piece of white linen cloth with large and clear divination characters on it. Lin Mengqiao and Lin Yu. Lin Jinghua and Feng. The four of them looked at each other, and there was an awkward silence in the air. Lin Mengqiao. "What did I tell you before? That's how you treated me and your mother, with both flattery and malice." Lin Jinghua held back his anger. Lin Yu was afraid that Lin Jinghua would angrily beat up his sister, so he quickly stepped forward and stopped Lin Mengqiao, saying, "Dad, it's my fault. I'm curious about my sister's abilities, so I asked her to take me out to see the world. Don't blame my sister." Lin Jinghua pointed at Lin Yu and said, "Yes, and you, join forces to deceive us. Do you think you can hide from us?" Lin Mengqiao quietly pinched his fingers and couldn't figure out where they had exposed their secrets. But it's not the right time to speak at the moment, she obediently lowered her head to listen to the training. Feng stood up and stopped Lin Jinghua, saying, "All right, calm down. As long as there's nothing wrong with the two of you, you've scared Xiao Xiao so badly." Lin Jinghua looked down at Lin Mengqiao, who was obedient, and couldn't scold him anymore. He sighed helplessly, "Go change your clothes and go downstairs for dinner." As soon as the two siblings heard this, they knew it was over and tiptoed back to the room, pushing and shoving. Lin Jinghua looked at the backs of the two, unable to laugh or cry. Turning his head, the other person politely said, "Tomorrow, go to Qingdang Temple and ask Taoist Yinqing if what Xiao Xiao is doing now has any impact on himself." "It's time to ask," Feng agreed. When Lin Mengqiao was lying under the bed brushing his phone at night, he realized why he had exposed his secrets. It turned out that the photo of setting up a stall and fortune-telling was uploaded online. Eat another 100 million bytes. Today, passing by the overpass in the north of the city, I found a stall with a super long queue in the front row. Driven by curiosity, I also went to queue up. It turned out to be a fortune-telling stall, but the stall owner is so beautiful. Now, do you need to rely on appearance to become a god? The little brother next to him is also very handsome, it seems like they are two siblings. Image, there are many comments below. "Oh my god, this looks great. Miss, don't be a prodigy anymore. Hurry up and make your debut. The little brother next to him is also so handsome. Isn't this beauty really from the entertainment industry?" At first glance, it's just internet celebrities rubbing against traffic. Have you become so obsessed with being a god now? I was right on the spot. I went to queue up and didn't do any divination. I bought my little sister's safety talisman and asked her if she had any talismans that could help me lose weight. She told me to lose weight scientifically. Funny, haha, the one above is also too funny. I just want to know if Miss is really not from the entertainment industry. She's really beautiful, pure and lustful. Lin Mengqiao fell asleep while scrolling through her phone. She had been doing divination all day today, exhausted both physically and mentally, and slept heavily. There was another wave in the air, and the tall man appeared again. Mengqiao saw that the man had gone from fear for the first time to helplessness now. What is this big shot trying to do? Come and go every day, don't let Lin Xiao know. What kind of cruel and affectionate play. The man walked over to Lin Mengqiao's bed and leaned against the bedside to stroke her hair. Eyes focused yet affectionate. Mengqiao rolled his eyes secretly and ran straight to the sofa in the small living room to sleep. She can't stand this big shot anymore. As dawn approached, the man lightly kissed Lin Mengqiao's forehead before disappearing. When Lin Mengqiao woke up, she groped her forehead in a daze, feeling like someone was kissing her. After breakfast, Lin Jinghua and Feng announced that they would go to Qingdang Temple to pray and fulfill their wishes, mainly for Lin Mengqiao. Upon hearing this, Lin Mengqiao quickly messaged Mo Xianyan, asking her not to wait for her today, to stay at the hotel with peace of mind, not to run around, and to make plans after she returns from Qingdangguan. Qingdangguan is located in Xianqing town on the outskirts of Shenzhen City, which is a tourist town. Qingdangguan is located on the top of Qingdangshan Mountain to the north of the town. Qingdang Mountain is very high, and the car took a long time to park in the parking lot halfway up the mountain. The halfway from the back to the top of the mountain requires climbing on foot or taking the other side of the cableway to reach the top of the mountain. Feng suddenly had a sudden impulse to hike and climb the mountain, so everyone could only accompany her. Among the four, only Feng had the worst physical strength. Lin Jinghua and Lin Yu had been exercising all year round, so climbing the mountain didn't feel much. However, Lin Mengqiao had been practicing at the Qingdang Temple before due to a lack of soul, and had become accustomed to climbing the mountain all year round. Only Feng was able to climb 1/3 of the way before panting and losing strength. Lin Yu muttered softly on the side, "I just advised my mother to take the cable car. She really has no understanding of her physical strength." You, Mom can hear you, huh. Feng felt like she couldn't catch her breath and her heart was about to jump out. Lin Mengqiao quickly angered Feng Shun upon seeing this, and then handed her a bottle of water. Lin Jinghua looked at Lin Yu with a warning and said, "You and Xiao should go up first, and I will accompany your mother to slowly walk up." Lin Mengqiao and Lin Yu climbed to the top of the mountain first and waited for Lin Jinghua and Feng at the entrance. Lin Yu stood by the mountain road, took a deep breath, and said with some regret, "Lin Xiao, this is my first time you've been here for so many years." "This is not the first time. You came here when you were 8 years old, but you got lost after running around the mountain for fun. When you found you were already unconscious. Later, I don't know what my master told my parents, but you never came again." Lin Mengqiao still has an impression of this matter, but judging from Lin Yu's expression, he probably has no memory of what happened back then. Lin Yu rummaged through his memories but couldn't recall them. "Why don't I remember?" Suddenly, Lin Yu excitedly grabbed Lin Mengqiao's hand and said, "I wouldn't have encountered any opportunities, did I? Later, I was erased by a fairy." After being saved by Lin Mengqiao's talisman on the basketball court, Lin Yu began to have a deep belief in these things. Lin Mengqiao said, I'm not sure if there are any immortals, but there are quite a few demons and monsters on the mountain afterwards. Lin Yu froze in place, unwilling to believe that he had seen ghosts when he was a child. I think I should have been saved by a fairy, after all, how could a ghost have let me go? Lin Mengqiao nodded perfunctorily and said, yes, she's still a beautiful fairy. That's right, it's very likely a fairy sister. Lin Yu was even more excited. Lin Mengqiao helped her forehead and felt that her younger brother was really not very smart. Chapter 9. Capturing the Murderer. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Soon, the Lin family and his wife have also arrived at the entrance of Qingdengguan. A family of 4 entered the Taoist temple, where there were already Taoist priests waiting for them. Mr. Lin, Mrs. Lin, Mr. Lin, Senior Sister Lin, and Taoist Master Yunqing are reciting scriptures in the back hall. Please come with me, everyone. Lin Mengqiao entered the Taoist temple early. She belonged to the outer disciples of Master Yunqing, but her seniority was high. She had a large number of junior brothers and sisters in the Taoist temple. A few people arrived at the back hall, and when Taoist Yunqing saw Lin Mengqiao, he knew at a glance that his body and soul had merged, and his soul had returned to its original position. Soul returns to its rightful place, the calamity has passed. From then on, life will be safe and smooth. Taoist Yunqing's words undoubtedly reassured the Lin family and his wife a lot. Lin Jinghua took advantage of Lin Mengqiao's visit to the Taoist temple with Lin Yu and directly asked Taoist priest Yunqing the questions that had been bothering him for the past few days. Taoist priest Yunqing, will Xiao's current profession as a celestial teacher affect himself? Yunqing, the Taoist priest, said, Lin Dong doesn't need to worry. Xiao has her own way to go. Moreover, she has exceptional talent and was born to eat this bowl of rice. With the words of Taoist Yunqing, Lin Jinghua and Feng also felt a lot of peace of mind. Afterwards, Lin Jinghua donated merits to the Taoist temple before returning with his family. Before leaving Qingdang temple, Lin Mengqiao asked Taoist Yunqing about the summoning morning door talisman discovered by the Lin family and the soul exchange encountered by Mo Xianyan. Both were forbidden spells, but Lin Mengqiao encountered them in such a short time. Taoist Yunqing pondered for a moment and said, although the technique of summoning evil spirits and morning door talismans is forbidden, there are still some hidden heavenly masters who have inherited it, but it is also rare. In my impression, there was a heavenly master who used it in the Annuity family a few years ago, but it was later expelled from the Heavenly Master Association. As for the soul exchange you mentioned, it was banned 100 years ago. How could there be a human master now? Lin Mengqiao said, that's why I feel strange, master. If there's any clue, please send me a message and I'll go investigate tomorrow. Be careful and be safe. If you really know how to exchange soul spells, then this person's ability is not small. Lin Mengqiao nodded and said, got it, master. On the second day after returning from Qingdengguan, Lin Mengqiao went to the hotel to find Mo Xianyan. Mo Xianyan didn't know if she was scared by such a strange thing or something. She really listened to Lin Mengqiao's words. Yesterday, Lin Mengqiao asked her to stay in the hotel and not run around, so she really stayed in the hotel room for a whole day and didn't run around anywhere. Seeing Lin Mengqiao and the chicks closely following her like seeing a mother. Lin Mengqiao helplessly helped his forehead and said, don't worry, it's very safe here and there won't be any problems. Mo Xianyan nodded with a soft tone and said, Xiao, what should I do now? I need to confirm if your soul and body have fused first. Lin Mengqiao didn't say what he said afterwards. If his body and soul merge, it will be difficult to do. Let Mo Xianyan lie on the bed and light the soul-attracting fragrance at the head of the bed. Under the influence of the soul-attracting fragrance, Mo Xianyan slowly closed her eyes. Lin Mengqiao began to draw soul charms on Mo Xianyan. If the soul could leave the body through the soul charms, then the body and soul would not merge, and that would be half the deal. The last stroke fell, and the soul charm slowly melted into Xianyan's body. For a long time, a wisp of white breath slowly struggled out of the body and converged into a human shape. This is Xianyan's soul. At this moment, the soul was in a confused state, and she didn't know what the situation was, floating in mid-air in a daze. Lin Mengqiao took out a soul cultivation bottle and put Xianyan's soul into it, and then reinforced a soul cultivation talisman array. Since the body and soul have not merged, it is best not to return to this body to avoid sudden fusion of body and soul. In order to prevent the sudden death of this body, Lin Mengqiao called Lin Jingbo and explained the situation and process on her end. After listening to his daughter's words, Lin Jingbo rubbed his eyebrows with a headache. Children are all here to collect debts. Call the secretary and directly instruct, give the director of Anha Hospital a call and ask him to prepare equipment related to vegetations and arrange a private ward. You can handle this alone. Yes. Although the secretary didn't understand why he had to do these things, he immediately executed them. Lin Jingbo called the captain of his family's bodyguard again and asked him to take someone to the hotel to pick them up and take them directly to Anha Hospital. Lin Mengqiao followed the bodyguard to transport the person to Anha Hospital, followed them all the way to the ward, and watched the hospital examine the body, install an oxygen tank, and ensure that the person would not die, so he left with the bodyguard. Later on, she had to figure out how to get close to the Mo family. She had to test the fake Mo Xianyan. As the car passed by he mall, Lin Mengqiao suddenly stopped and said, "Go to that mall." The bodyguard refused directly. "Miss Air," the master said, "let's take you home directly." "I'll call Dad." She didn't want to go home. After finally coming out, she didn't want to go back so early. "Dad, I want to go shopping," Lin Mengqiao said directly when the phone was connected. "Are you sure you're just going shopping?" Lin Jingbo said on the other end of the phone for a long time, "Be sure. Dad, just agree with me." Unable to withstand his daughter's spoiled behavior, Lin Jingbo reluctantly agreed. After hanging up the phone, the bodyguard received a notice from Lin Jingbo and asked the driver to drive to He Mall. He Mall, this is a famous wealthy shopping mall in Shenzhen. So the scene of Lin Mengqiao shopping with two bodyguards is nothing, even more exaggerated than her. Lin Mengqiao just wanted to stay outside for a while without any purpose, so he slowly started browsing from the first floor and would buy whatever he liked. She stopped at a jade shop, and the staff didn't know Lin Mengqiao. They thought he was a rising star in Shenzhen. After all, the first thing the staff had he needed to learn was to get to know the upper class and wealthy figures in Shenzhen. And Lin Mengqiao has been at Qingdengguan for the past decade or so, rarely appearing in Shenzhen, let alone coming to the mall, so it is normal for the store staff not to know each other. "Hello, miss, you can tell me which one you like and I'll help you get it." The salesperson's service is not too flattering or too indifferent, just right. Lin Mengqiao walked around the counter and said, "Do you have anything else on your end? What kind of thing does miss need?" "Sheep fat white jade, even better if it's seed jade." The salesperson's pupils shrank, and it was the best jade in the world. She did have one in her store. "Miss, we do have one in our store. Do you need to take a look?" Lin Mengqiao smiled and nodded. The salesperson quickly arranged for her to enter the VIP room and then went to inform the store manager. During the waiting period, the clerk prepared various fruits, tea drinks, and snacks for Lin Mengqiao. Quickly, the store manager brought sheep fat and white jade into the VIP room. "Miss, this is the sheep fat white jade seed jade you need." The store manager placed the transparent box on the coffee table in front of Lin Mengqiao. Lin Mengqiao looked at the glass box for a while and asked, "Can you show it to me?" Store manager: "Sure, just a moment." Lin Mengqiao took the white gloves handed over by the clerk and put them on. Then, he took the jade handed over by the manager and held it in his palm to feel that it was indeed a seed jade from the foot of Kunlun Mountain. "Wrap this piece up. And the few emerald jade pieces that I just saw. The store manager was overjoyed and said, "All right." The price of this sheep fat white jade was much higher for her and the staff when it was sold. "Miss, do you need anything else?" Lin Mengqiao said, "We don't have any at the moment. If you still have sheep fat white jade in your store in the future, please call me and let me know." She turned to signal the bodyguard to leave her contact information. The store manager took the contact information left by the bodyguard, glanced at it, and hesitated for a moment. "Are you Miss Lin?" What's going on?" The store manager adjusted his mood and said, "Sorry, Miss Lin, I was just too surprised. The upper class has always been rumored that Miss Lin from the Lin family is mute and never appears in others. Unexpectedly, not only is Miss Lin not mute, but she is also so beautiful." After the bodyguard behind paid, Lin Mengqiao left the jade shop directly. The staff of the shopping mall will deliver the purchased items directly to the Lin residence, which is the service feature of this mall. The store manager and staff stood at the entrance of the store, looking at the distant figures and looking at each other. Shop assistant. It seems that the rumors are not credible. They are not only mute but also beautiful. Speak less. The store manager stopped the clerk's words. They work here and what they need most is to speak less and do more, with a good eye. Strolling to the second floor, Lin Mengqiao felt a bit thirsty and asked one of the bodyguards to buy something to drink. She sat on the lounge chair and waited. Suddenly, a scream of surprise came from downstairs. "Ah!" Lin Mengqiao stood up and looked down, only to see a man and a woman competing for a little boy, while the dagger in the man's hand was stabbing at the woman. Without hesitation, Lin Mengqiao ran towards the direction of the elevator and flipped down on his side. "Miss Air." The bodyguard behind quickly caught up and saw her jump off the elevator, breathing heavily, feeling that her job was about to end. Lin Mengqiao took a brisk step forward, walked through the crowd, and reached out to grab the man's hand holding the knife. With a gentle twist, the knife fell to the ground. She kicked the knife towards the security guard, then snatched the child from the man's hand with her other hand and pushed it out along with the woman. Then he exerted his strength and pressed the man to the ground. This series of actions was completed in the blink of an eye. The onlookers were stunned for a moment, and thunderous applause erupted in an instant. "That's amazing. Wasi, this sister is so amazing." After brushing a few times, the knife fell off, and the child was rescued. The person was also subdued. "Ah, little sister is so beautiful. I want to take a photo and upload it. Oh my goodness, little sister is so beautiful and skilled in reaching out. Woo 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 woo, little sister is so spirited. Which of you filmed the video? The beautiful woman's action just now was really cool. Whose daughter is this? I've never seen it before." The man was pinned to the ground by Lin Mengqiao with his knee on his back, struggling from time to time and cursing incessantly, "Stinky woman, let go of me. Believe it or not, I'll kill you." Lin Mengqiao slapped him in the head and said, "Who the hell is that? Do you still want to kill me? Let's see if you can survive first." The man struggled fiercely in anger, almost overturning Lin Mengqiao. Helplessly, Lin Mengqiao could only directly point a few acupoints on the man's body, causing him to numb and unable to move. "Want to run from my hands? Dream." The man suddenly realized that he couldn't move and felt a little scared inside, but he cursed and said, "Stinky woman, what did you do to me? Let go of me." Lin Mengqiao stood up and squatted in front of the man, drawing a spell. The man instantly closed his mouth, unable to open it. Woo-woo, he desperately wanted to speak, but couldn't open it. He glared angrily at Lin Mengqiao, then turned his head and stared at the mother and son with a sinister expression, as if he would never let them go. The mother and son trembled with fear and avoided the man's gaze. The staff is doing emergency treatment for the woman, but her arm was still injured by a knife. Lin Mengqiao took her contact information from the bodyguard and handed it to the woman. "If you need help, you can call me." The woman took the business card and looked at Lin Mengqiao with a skeptical expression, but still thanked her, "Thank you." Lin Mengqiao looked at the boy in her arms and said, "If you don't consider yourself, you should also consider the child." The woman stiffened and then lowered her head, pursing her lips without saying a word. Chapter 10. Master Xie. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Quickly, the police arrived and saw the man lying motionless on the ground, thinking he was injured. Is this injured? Where is the person who subdued him? The onlookers all pointed to Lin Mengqiao and said, "It was that beautiful woman who subdued her. Little sister is really amazing." After brushing a few times, she pressed this person to the ground, and after brushing a few more times, this person couldn't move. Sun Xianyan looked towards Lin Mengqiao and found that he was still an acquaintance. Sun Xianyan walked up to Lin Mengqiao and said, "Miss Lin, we meet again. I heard you subdued the person. Why can't people move?" Lin Mengqiao stood up and touched the tip of his nose. "Officer Sun, I can't do anything about it. He struggled too hard, and I didn't have much strength, so I just tapped a few numb acupoints. I'll be able to move in just an hour." Upon hearing this, Sun Xianyan's eyes lit up. "Experts. Do you still know how to do this?" "I have learned some from my master at Qingdang Temple." Lin Mengqiao replied humbly. Sun Xianyan nodded and said, "Yes, Miss Lin is a master from Qingdang Temple. She can even catch ghosts and doesn't know anything." Lin Mengqiao walked directly to the man and lifted the seal on his mouth and the numbness on his body. As soon as the man lifted the ban, he wanted to hit Lin Mengqiao, but was firmly controlled by another police officer guarding the side. The unwilling man can only have a mouth addiction and said, "Stinky woman, you wait, I won't let you go." Before being taken away by the police, he looked at the mother and son with a gloomy expression, which made the already frightened mother and son tremble even more. Lin Mengqiao patted the woman's shoulder calmly and said, "If you need any help, you can come to me. I am the disciple of Master Yunqing of Qingdang Temple, very impressive." The woman looked at Lin Mengqiao and seemed to be making a difficult decision. In the end, she didn't speak up and left with the police holding her child. Lin Mengqiao also finished taking notes with Sun Xianyan, and Sun Xianyan half-jokingly said, "Miss Lin, why don't you apply for the police academy next year's college entrance examination with your skills? Don't waste it." Lin Mengqiao smiled shyly and said, "I will consider it." At this time, the video photos of the scene were also uploaded to the internet in real time by some onlookers, and the online discussion volume was increasing. Instantly climbed onto the hot search. One of the contents has the highest number of likes, comments, and shares. "I am the little cutie you can't get. Oh my, today I accompanied my rich second-generation best friend to visit he. The scene where I met a beautiful girl subduing a gangster was so beautiful and charming. I think I'm going to fall in love with her. Hashtag I want to go on a hot search. Hashtag he. Gangsters in the mall wielding knives and injuring people. Hashtag little sister is both handsome and handsome." Below is a video of several tens of seconds. At the beginning, the comments were all envious that the blogger could afford to visit his shopping malls. Later, after watching the video, everyone unanimously praised and praised. 5 minutes, I need all the information about this little sister. Oh my god, little sister is so skilled. Just a few strokes, and that person fell down. Little sister is so beautiful, so cool. I feel like I'm bent. Me too. Sometimes gender doesn't need to be stuck too tightly. How did she manage to subdue the criminal in just a few seconds? Isn't she really filming a movie? No, I was on the scene myself. Miss, she really suddenly appeared and brushed around, beating the thug down. It is said that Miss is only 18 years old and will take the college entrance examination next year. What? Still a little sister. Oh my god, isn't this the little sister who set up a stall and divined under the North City overpass yesterday? Image, was see, really, miss, don't be a genius anymore. Hurry up and enter the entertainment industry with your skills. By the way, the entertainment industry needs a little sister like you. I feel guilty. I fell in love with her, but she is only 18 years old. This person looks so familiar, eyes familiar +1, eyes familiar +111. The following comments are all starting to dig up information about Lin Mengqiao, but no more information has been dug up for a while. Online is bustling, and at this moment, Lin Mengqiao is holding tons of milk tea bought by her bodyguard. Expensive milk tea is delicious. The bodyguard kept nagging in her ear, "Miss Air, you can't act like you did just now without saying hello. If the master finds out, we'll be finished." Lin Mengqiao said, "Don't worry, see, as long as you don't let your parents know." See handed his phone to Lin Mengqiao and said, "Miss Air, it's impossible not to know." The blog post that made it to the hot search is prominently displayed on the phone. Lin Mengqiao. Are people so idle now? Isn't she just arresting someone? This also needs to be photographed. She's done. See, what should I do? What is the probability that my dad won't be able to see it? The bodyguard mercilessly pointed out, the probability is not high. The master has a team specifically responsible for online affairs of the Lin family, and your hot search team should have already discovered it this time. Lin Mengqiao had a heart attack and took 2 more sips of milk tea. Forget it, let's take a closer look. Before she took a step, Feng found Lin Mengqiao. She had an appointment with her sisters to go shopping today. Just after sitting down in the coffee shop to have a rest, sisters saw Lin Mengqiao's hot search on the internet. She was so frightened that she left her sisters behind and found Lin Mengqiao in the mall. Lin Mengqiao. You dead child, why are you so troublesome? Feng patted Lin Mengqiao's back. Lin Mengqiao almost spurted out a sip of milk tea and said, "Hey, Mom, stop patting. I just took a sip of milk tea. I almost choked." Feng quickly stopped at the words and said, "Did you choke? How about it? Did you feel any discomfort?" "It's okay, Mom. Why are you also in he? I made an appointment with your Aunt Xiaobei to go shopping. If it weren't for your Aunt Xiaobei seeing online information, I wouldn't have known that you were on another adventure," she said as she looked behind her bodyguard. "And you, how did you take care of Mississippi? Let her jump off such a high elevator." The 2 bodyguards are as quiet as chickens. Mon doesn't blame them, they didn't even react when I acted. Feng nodded at Lin Mengqiao's forehead and said, "You still have to go crazy." And a group of people not far away were looking at Lin Mengqiao's side, led by a man around 25 years old, dressed in a slim suit, with wide shoulders and long legs, very tall, standing out among the crowd like a chicken. The handsome face shared the anger of both humans and gods, with cold eyes fixed on Lin Mengqiao ahead. "That's the daughter of the Lin family." Her cold voice had a slight tenderness. The assistant next to him quickly nodded and said, "Yes. Since you helped me with our company, then go and say thank you." The man said and lifted his leg as he walked forward. The people around seemed surprised when they saw the man walking towards Lin Mengqiao, whispering that they all knew this man. "Isn't that the head of the Xie family? Didn't I hear he's dying soon? Why doesn't he feel like he's not? Not only that, I saw him sitting in a wheelchair before, but now he can walk on both legs. So he must have been acting before, right? To clean up the borers at home, definitely, I heard we caught a large number of them." The man ignored the whispers around him and walked straight to greet Lin Mengqiao and Feng, saying, "Mrs. Lin, Miss Lin." Lin Mengqiao looked up and was instantly stunned. The man in front of him was shining with golden light all over his body. Even if the golden light was shining, it still emitted a purple aura. What is this? This is the appearance of an emperor. Envied makes people jealous. Prince Yan, take a look at them. This is the real son. At most, I'm just an adopted daughter. It's nothing if I want anything. Feng seems to know a man, Xie Dong. Xianyan spoke up and said, Madam Lin, just call me Xianyan. I came specifically to thank Miss Lin. Thanks to Miss Lin for what happened earlier. She just helped a man's relative. Xianyan explained, this is my mall. If something happens, it will definitely have an impact. It was Miss Lin who helped our company solve a crisis. Mr. Xie, you don't have to be so polite. Lin Mengqiao felt a bit embarrassed. She didn't think so much when saving someone. Xianyan asked his assistant to hand the gift to Lin Mengqiao and Feng before saying goodbye. Lin Mengqiao looked at her turned back with some regret. I don't know if I can meet this big shot in the future, my dear son. How powerful. Xianyan seemed to remember something and suddenly stopped in her tracks. She turned around and walked back to Lin Mengqiao, handing out a personal business card. This is my contact information. If Miss Lin needs any help, she can come to me. Lin Mengqiao happily took the business card and said, thank you. Xianyan bid farewell to Lin Mengqiao again, and after turning around, the corner of his mouth slightly raised. Feng looked at Xianyan's departing figure and sighed, Xie Dong is really talented. He's just a little older, Qiao, and you don't match up. Lin Mengqiao. What did you say, Mom? Feng said, didn't you keep staring at them and take a liking to them? Lin Mengqiao. Mom, you're overthinking it. She's just craving someone else's purple energy. Mom, you're overthinking. Sooner or later, when Lin Jinghua arrived home, he found out that his wife and daughter were eating outside. There are only him and his youngest son on the dining table. Lin Jinghua frowned as his younger son struggled to pick up vegetables while hanging his arm. Ah, you must have scratched your arm, isn't it broken? Lin Yu paused as he picked up the vegetables and said, this way you can recover quickly. Lin Jinghua sneered, completely disbelieving the reason. What do you think about the Green Court Group? Although Lin Yu has been staying at home doing homework these past 2 days, he knows everything he should know about what happened at home and at work. Strike down opponents and expand industries. Lin Yu succinctly expressed his own thoughts. Tomorrow I will go to the hospital for a check-up and report to the company. Lin Jinghua did not give any guidance on his words, only asked him to go to the company. Lin Yu. He struggled to swallow the food in his mouth and said, Dad, I haven't finished my winter homework yet. Lin Jinghua remained silent, just frowning at him. Lin Yu looked down at him with a guilty expression and muttered, I'm just a high school student. Lin Jinghua said, when your older brother was your age, he already helped me handle group affairs. Big brother is big brother, I am me, I don't have the outstanding intelligence of big brother. Lin Yu didn't want to go to the company and directly began to denigrate his intelligence. Don't underestimate yourself. Our children are all dragons and phoenixes among the people. You have to believe in yourself. Lin Yu opened his mouth and felt that his father really looked up to him. In the end, he only replied, isn't there still a sister? Upon hearing these words, Lin Jinghua's figure froze and he said, your sister, I have other arrangements. After returning from Qingdang Temple, he no longer restricted his daughter from becoming a heavenly master. Taoist Yun Qing's words are still vivid in his mind, and his daughter has her own path to follow. He no longer insists.